Hello everyone, in this video I will bring to you the best 300 MCQs for the month of June. This is set 3 in English. Let's start the video. SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India, they have announced a new initiative. What is the name of this initiative? Which is aimed at helping the investors verify payment credentials before transacting. Now, there are something known as intermediaries in the capital market. Who are the intermediaries? And look, these intermediaries are registered with SEBI. So for example, the broker in the share market, there are share brokers, there are mutual fund houses, there are advisors. All of these people are called intermediaries. Now, if you are a consumer just like me and you want to make a payment to any broker, you should be able to verify, his account, verify the UPI payment handle. So this tool is called SEBI Check. So what is SEBI Check? And this new SEBI Check feature will be enabled from 1st October 2025. So let me tell you how it will work. If there is any intermediary like broker, mutual fund, investment advisor, their handle should have the extension @valid. So for example, Gaurav @valid and then my bank name. So @valid HDFC, right? Or @valid Yes Bank or whatever. So Gaurav @valid HDFC is my UPI ID. So when I put the word valid, this UPI ID extension is only allowed for intermediaries. So one is you will be able to verify this, yes, I am a genuine person because my UPI ID is verified by SEBI. And second, when you make payment to this account, this UPI ID, you will be able to verify my IFSC code and bank account. So this tool, SEBI Check, allows the investors to verify UPI payment handles. All they need to do is simply enter the UPI ID manually, or they can scan the QR code. And by doing so, they will be also able to confirm the bank details like the bank account number and IFSC code of the SEBI registered intermediary. That is how this entire thing will work. Now let's say if a person doesn't understand English, then what? So then there is a green thumbs up icon. There is a green color thumbs up icon that will appear next to the verified UPI ID. So this will allow even a person who is not educated to see that this account is verified. For every verified account, there will be a green thumbs up icon that will be next to their UPI ID. And this will be applicable from 1st October 2025. Now here I would also like to tell you that the Bombay Stock Exchange has recently launched something known as Bombay Stock Exchange Nivesh Mitra. It's a free investment learning app. It will tell you everything that you need to know about the capital market, everything. Basically, this app has been launched to teach the investors about mutual funds, asset classes, all the market mechanisms and all that. And SEBI has also recently launched something known as Document Number Verification System to ensure transparency and verifiability of the documents issued by SEBI. So how will you get to know whether any particular notice or summon or show cause notice has been issued from SEBI? You can use SEBI DNVS, SEBI Document Number Verification System. So for example, if you have received a notice, you will be able to verify that actually SEBI has sent it and not some other person by DNVS. Also, Bombay Stock Exchange has 30 biggest companies in the Sensex. And recently, 2 companies have entered the Sensex. One is the Trent company. Trent has replaced Nestle. And then there is one more, which is called Bharat Electronics Limited, which has replaced recently another company. Which company has been replaced by this? IndusInd Bank. More than 20,000 malicious IP addresses and websites, they have been taken down recently in a global operation. So a lot of countries, they came together and this operation was coordinated by Interpol. What was the name of this operation? So the name of this operation was called Operation Secure. Operation Secure was from January to April. It was a 4-month operation in 2025. And there were total 26 countries, including India, which carried out this operation. And more than 20,000 illegal apps, websites, etc. all of these were taken down. This was to increase the cyber security. And Interpol was formed in 1923. So it is more than 100 years old organization, and it is headquartered in Lyon, and Lyon is in France. Lyon is a city in France. Recently, in a first of its kind, Indian Air Force and American Air Force, they have successfully conducted a special forces exercise across the North India. So what was the name of this exercise? Now, you know, Indian Air Force and American Air Force, they did an exercise for the first time. This is called exercise Tiger Claw. Now don't confuse it with Tiger Triumph, because Tiger Triumph also takes place between India and America. Now what is the difference between the two? So Tiger Triumph is a humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise, whereas Tiger Claw is between the air forces of the two countries. So this is for war readiness, whereas Tiger Triumph is for disaster management, right? So this exercise took place at multiple places across North India. It ended at the Chandinagar Air Force Station, which is in Bagpat district of UP. And Indian Army, they recently went to Mongolia to participate in the Khan Quest exercise, in which multiple countries they participate. And India and Mongolia, there is a bilateral exercise also, which is called Nomadic Elephant. So Nomadic Elephant took place between India and Mongolia. India and Mongolia. Nomadic Elephant, it took place in Ulaanbaatar, which is the capital of Mongolia. And by the way, Indian Air Force, they carried out an exercise called Akraman. It was organized in the central sector. Akraman. This is our own exercise, not with any country. This is to just increase our operational readiness. And Indian Air Force, they also participated in the exercise called Desert Flag. This happened for the 10th time, and Desert Flag is a multi-country exercise which is organized by the UAE every year. World Bank has released the Global Poverty Revisited using some new data. So as per this report, India's extreme poverty rate has dropped significantly. The extreme poverty rate in India was 27.1% in the financial year 12. Now in the financial year 23, so in the last 11 years, our extreme poverty rate has declined from 27.1% to how much now? It is 5.3%. 5.3%. Now what is the meaning of extreme poverty? Well, in 2011-12, if a person is earning less than $2.15 per day, then he is extremely poor. But now, according to the latest revision of the World Bank, if you are earning less than $3 per day, then you are extremely poor. So even the cutoff has been revised by the World Bank. Earlier it was $2.15 per day, and now it is $3 per day. $3 per day. Now if I ask you, how many people in India, they have been removed from extreme poverty? So that's a very important question, right? That's a very important question. So in India, how many people have been lifted from extreme poverty? Remember, the answer is 171 million. 171 million people, they have been lifted, or India has lifted 171 million people from extreme poverty in the same time period which I told you, 2012 and financial year 23. 171 million people in India, or 17.1 crore, they have come out of extreme poverty. They have come out of extreme poverty, right? So that is a very important question. We'll move on now. But before that, I'll tell you that there are 5 states in India. There are 5 states in India: UP, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh. These 5 states in 2011-12 had 65% of India's extreme poor people. Now that has come down to 54%. So it shows that UP, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh, they have made some progress in the last 11 years when it comes to decreasing the number of extremely poor people. But still a lot needs to be done, because these 5 states still have 54% of India's extremely poor people. And if I talk about latest data, that is 2024, how many people in India, they were living in extreme poverty? That is, they were earning less than $3 per day. In 2024, the answer is 54 million. 54 million people in India, they lived on less than $3 per day in 2024. Which city has been declared as the leopard capital of India? Because there was a 1-year-long camera trap survey revealed that it had the highest number of free-ranging wild leopards among all the metropolitan cities. This is Bengaluru. Bengaluru has tremendous number of leopards. So this study said that 80 to 85 leopards are roaming in Bangalore, and Mumbai is second. In Mumbai, there were 54 leopards, which are mostly documented from the Sanjay Gandhi National Park, and in Bangalore, 80 to 85 leopards. So it is the leopard capital. And who did this camera trap survey? So this camera trap survey was done by a NGO which is called Hole Matti Nature Foundation. Hole Matti Nature Foundation, which is an NGO which is based in Bangalore. So it has the highest number of free-ranging wild leopards. And most of the leopards in Bangalore, they were recorded in the Bannerghatta National Park. Bannerghatta National Park had around 54 leopards. 54 leopards. So Bangalore is the only metro in India which supports, these kind of animals. You can't imagine a leopard roaming around in Gurgaon. I agree, in Gurgaon also there are leopards in Aravali area. In fact, very near to my home, I just saw a leopard. But there are not many. I mean, sometimes in the entire year, there is 1 or 2 leopards that get spotted in Aravali. Now the government has created Aravali Trail here, leopard trail. But not many. But look at Bangalore, 80 to 85 leopards in a metropolitan city. So that's a big deal. Which of the following state has launched a scheme, Mukhyamantri Jeevan Anuprerna Scheme? The aim is to provide one-time lump sum financial assistance to research scholars, focusing on Divyang scholars to usher in a new era of research and development. So it has been started by Hemanta Biswa Sarma, who is the Chief Minister of Assam. The answer is Assam. So what will happen in this scheme? Well, the scheme will provide 25,000 rupees to those people who are research scholar. Who is a research scholar? The people who are doing PhD. They are called research scholar. So 25,000 rupees will be given to people who are research scholar, and 40,000 rupees will be given to those PhD people who are Divyang, who are differently abled. Now, one portal has also been launched by the government of Assam, which is called Swagat Satirtha portal. What is that? Well, this is a push for transparent and citizen-focused governance. So Swagat Satirtha portal is a digital platform aimed at making mutual transfer within the education department corruption-free. So there is a lot of corruption in Assam with respect to the transfer of the faculties, transfer of the people in the education department. This Swagat Satirtha portal will make it corruption-free. So it will enable merit-based transfer process. It will eliminate the middlemen. And this is especially done for grade 3 and grade 4 employees in the education department. Also, Assam and Meghalaya, they are working on a 55 megawatt Kulsi hydropower and irrigation project, which will benefit both Assam and Meghalaya. It is coming up on the Kulsi river, which is a tributary of the Brahmaputra river. Now, Kulsi river flows down from the West Khasi Hill district of Meghalaya to Kamrup district of Assam. India has secured how many medals at the 2025 Taiwan Athletics Open Championship, which was held in Taipei, which is the capital of Taiwan. So how many medals were India able to win in this tournament? Remember, the total number of medals that India won were 16. The answer is 16. So here you can see India finished number 1 in the medal tally, winning 12 gold, 3 silver and 1 bronze. Australia was second and Japan was a close third. Close third. Now, you don't need to remember the name of the gold medal winners, but just remember the tally 12-3-1, total 16. 12-3-1. Which of the following years has been declared as the International Year of the Women Farmer by the United Nations General Assembly? Very important question. So, United Nations General Assembly has declared 2026 as the Year of the Women Farmer, International Year of the Women Farmer. So, they want to recognize the role of, women farmers in the world. Now, United Nations General Assembly, they have also declared 10th of June as the International Day for Dialogue Among Civilizations. This is an extremely important question because it is being celebrated for the first time. 10th of June has been declared as the International Day of Dialogue Among Civilization, and 10th June 2025 it is being celebrated for the first time. Here I would also like to tell you that the women farmers in India, they are in a very bad situation. Why? Because you will be very surprised to know that out of all the landowners in India, only 14% are women and 86% are men. So only 14% of the landowners in India are women. It shows a huge gender gap. Second problem, the women, 80% of all the working women in India, they work in agriculture. 80% of all the working women in India, they work in agriculture. It shows that there is a lot of contribution of women. Now I will tell you a project which is called ENACT. It is a project of Assam. It has been praised by United Nations General Assembly. United Nations has praised the project ENACT of Assam. What is ENACT? ENACT means enhancing climate adaptation of vulnerable communities through nature-based solutions and gender transformative approaches. In short, ENACT. So what happens in ENACT? This project empowers the small farmers, especially women. And this project is financed by the government of Norway. ENACT project. This project is taking place in a district of Assam called Nagaon. So in ENACT project, the women, the small farmers, small women farmers, they are connected through information technology with agriculture experts. This is called ENACT project. It has been praised by the United Nations General Assembly. So in the exam, you might very well be asked, the ENACT project is associated with which state of India? As per recent information, the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, they are preparing to launch a study which is called CROPIC. Now, this study is aimed at collecting the crop data through field photographs and AI-driven models. In the acronym CROPIC, what does the letter R stand for? Now you see the full form of CROPIC, collection of real-time observations and photo of crops. The answer is real. Now, why do they want to take the photographs of crops? Why do they want to collect all of this real-time data? That I will tell you. Now, according to this initiative, crops will be photographed 4 to 5 times during their cycle, and the pictures will be analyzed to assess their health and potential mid-season losses. So this study, CROPIC study, will be done for Kharif season as well as the Rabi season. So the collection of field photographs will be done, and 4 to 5 times the photographs will be taken for the crops during their entire cycle. And these photographs will be crowdsourced directly from the farmers. So farmers will send the photographs, and then using artificial intelligence, they will be analyzed for any diseases, right? Because there are a lot of crop diseases. So it can prevent mid-season losses to the farmers. So CROPIC model will use AI-based cloud platform for photo analysis and information extraction. And also, when compensation or insurance is to be paid to the farmers, officials will collect the photographs using the CROPIC mobile app. So if a farmer says that my crops are damaged, as a proof, they can use the same photographs which are uploaded on the CROPIC mobile app. The purpose of the study is what? So there is a Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana or crop insurance scheme. So it will be implemented in a much better way. And also there is a rich directory of the crop signature that will be created. It will lead to proper loss assessment and compensation to the eligible farmers under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Also, we will be able to tell the farmers about different crop diseases so that they can intervene and prevent their long-term losses. So what is the timeline of the project? So CROPIC study will be done in at least 50 districts per season. These districts will be well distributed in different agroclimatic zones of India, and they will be done for the three major notified crops of India. In these 50 districts will be identified in different agroclimatic zones in India, and for now only 3 crops will be covered. So study for 3 crops will be done, but eventually it will cover all the crops. Okay, eventually all the crops which are notified under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana will be covered. And these pilot studies in 50 districts shall continue for the 2 upcoming season and are expected to be rolled out nationwide from 2026. And how much money will be spent on this CROPIC study? According to the Agriculture Ministry, the Fund for Innovation and Technology, which is under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, will be used for funding this study. So Fund for Innovation and Technology has a corpus of 825 crore for different innovations under crop insurance scheme. So from this 825 crore which is in this fund, the money will come for the CROPIC study. Understood now? And Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, let me tell you about it. It was launched in 2016 by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. For Rabi crops, the premium is 1.5%. For Kharif crops, it is 2%. And for the cash crops, also called commercial crops, or even for horticultural crops, the premium which is paid by the farmers is 5%. 5%, right? So that is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana for you. Recently, Iceland retained its position as the world's most gender equal country for the 16th year in a row, according to the Global Gender Gap Report of the World Economic Forum. What was India's rank out of 148 countries? In India, gender gap, as you know, is high, right? And a lot needs to be done. India's rank was a very poor 131 out of 148 countries. In fact, India was 129 last year. We have dropped by 2 positions. And what was our score? Our score was a dismal 0.644. So Iceland is number 1. And let me show you. Finland was at 2nd position. Norway was at 3rd position. And then you have Britain and then you have New Zealand. So these are the 5 most gender equal countries in the world. And 148 countries they were analyzed. So gender gap index is made up of these 4 criteria. So economic participation and opportunities for women, education of women, healthcare services for women, and political empowerment of women. Political empowerment of women. Now, if you see India, for example, India's rank is, as I said, very poor, 131. Now, which are the worst country? So you can see Pakistan. Out of 148, last rank is of Pakistan. Pakistan is the worst in the world, right? Then Sudan, 2nd worst, and Chad was 3rd worst. So Pakistan finished at the last position in this index. Now, if you see India, then in the South Asia, we are behind countries like Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. Look at the rank of Bangladesh, 24. Look at the rank of Bangladesh, which is 24. That's a massive rank for a country like Bangladesh, whereas India is languishing at 131st position. Pakistan and Maldives are worse than India in South Asia. And if you see the score of India, 0.644. So our rank has reduced by 2 spots, but our score has slightly improved. Very, very mild. I mean, insignificant, 0.003. So what is the score of the country that finished number 1? Iceland, 0.926. 0.926. In fact, you'll be very surprised. The rank of Bangladesh has improved by 75 positions. Last year, Bangladesh was 99, this time 24. So Bangladesh has improved its rank by 75. That's very good jump, 75 positions. Some other countries which have shown good improvement are Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Ecuador, Bangladesh, Ethiopia. These are the countries which have shown great improvement. Great improvement, right? And what is the global gender gap overall? The global gender gap is now 68.8%. Global gender gap has closed to 68.8, which means still around 31.2% of gender gap needs to be closed. So 68.8%. And how many years it will take? How many years it will take? So it will take 123 years to close the remaining gap. So 68.8% gender gap has been closed. Okay. But 31.2% still needs to be closed. And it will take 123 years at the current pace. Now, if you see about India, let's go with respect to India in much more detail. You can see the score of India. In political empowerment of women, 0.245, in education of women, 0.971, in healthcare, 0.954, and economic empowerment of women, 0.407. Now, let us see the rank of India in individual categories for 2025. Look at rank in political empowerment. In political empowerment, we are ranked 69 in the world out of 148 countries. So in political empowerment, we are still doing better because in India, a lot of parliamentarians, MLAs, Sarpanch, they are all women. Health and survival, we are 143 out of 148 country. We are very poor in healthcare for women. Educational attainment for women, we are 110. And economic empowerment of women, we are 144. Overall, we are 131. Now, World Economic Forum has been giving this global gender gap index since 2006. It is not a new index. And World Economic Forum, they recently gave one more index, which is called, or you can call it a report called Chief Economist Outlook. Chief Economist Outlook. This is a report also given by the World Economic Forum recently. Recently, Ozo Feni, it's a traditional Indian drink. It is a drink which is made from fermentation of either cashew apple or coconut sap. It has got the GI tag. Ozo Feni is associated with which state of India? So it is a drink from Goa. The answer is Goa. It's like a cashew wine, you can say, kind of a cashew. So it is made from either cashew apples or coconut sap. And it has been given the GI tag recently by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The GI tag office is located in Chennai. It is located in Chennai. Now, are there any other items also from Goa which have got the GI tag in the past? Yes. The mango called Mankurad mango from Goa is a GI tagged product. Then there is a Harmal chili from Goa. Then there is a Khola chili from Goa. Then there is an item called Bebinka from Goa. I mean, look, there are multiple things in Goa which have got the GI tag. So Ozo Feni is produced by the Kazkar distillery, which is in Panji in Goa. And the people who make this Feni are called Bhaktikar. Recently, Ministry of Ayush hosted the Yoga Connect. It's a hybrid global summit in New Delhi with the theme Yoga for One Earth, One Health. Now, this event was organized by which of these organizations? It is Central Council for Research in Yoga and Naturopathy. The answer is CCRYN. Of course, CCRYN works under the Ministry of Ayush itself. It works under the Ministry of Ayush. And this event was organized before the International Yoga Day, which will be on 21st of June, with the same theme, Yoga for One Earth, One Health. And the Yoga Day celebrations happened this time in Visakhapatnam. So Visakhapatnam hosted the official celebrations of the Yoga Day, International Yoga Day. Now, CCRYN, Central Council for Research in Yoga and Naturopathy, is located in New Delhi. Now, why I'm saying it was a hybrid event? Because it brought together at least 1,000 people participated in physically format, like they went in person, and there were a lot of people who attended this event virtually. In fact, there were experts from countries like US, UK, South Korea, Bahrain. They also participated in this event. So that was also one of the major highlights of the event. And there was an ebook also that was launched here, like books on decadal impact of yoga, report on scientometric analysis of yoga, Bharatiya Vriksh Vaibhavam. All these books were also released here. So the event was called Yoga Connect. It was called Yoga Connect. Now, Yoga Day was celebrated in 2015 for the first time. 2015 for the first time. Which of the following company has announced its plan to launch India's first thinking data compute satellite? It's an artificial intelligence powered orbiter aboard the small satellite launch vehicle of ISRO by September 2025. So by September, they will use the small satellite launch vehicle of ISRO and they will launch data compute satellite. This is India's first data compute satellite. It will be done by a company based in Hyderabad and name is TM2 Space Technologies Private Limited. TM2 Space Technology Private Limited. This is the name of the company. Now, this is a huge innovation in India's private space sector because this data compute satellite, it is a satellite that is capable of onboard AI inference, reducing the reliance on ground-based processing systems and enhancing data delivery speed. So this is AI powered satellite. AI powered satellite. In fact, this Take Me to Space, TM2 Space means Take Me to Space. So Take Me to Space company, they will have an online platform also called Orbit Lab, and users can connect through Orbit Lab, Take Me to Space's online platform, and it will allow remote model deployment of the satellite from anywhere, including rural schools or remote labs. They can also be connected to this satellite because the schools can connect to the Orbit Lab platform. So Take Me to Space is the answer. And small satellite launch vehicle. What is small satellite launch vehicle? So small satellite launch vehicle is a small rocket developed by ISRO. It takes satellites up to 500 kilogram worth of satellite So it takes the payload up to 500 kilogram to low Earth orbit, that is up to 500 kilometer. So 500 kilogram satellite up to 500 kilometer, and this 500 kilogram in the low Earth orbit. So it's a very small launch vehicle, right? And take me to space. They aim to democratize the space, allowing the researchers, students, educators, and startups to access the space technology affordably, priced at just $2 per minute, compared to 15 to 30 US dollar per square kilometer currently. They will give you the space technology at just $2 per minute. Recently, 8th edition of the exercise Shakti. It was held from 18th of June to 1st of July. It's a joint military exercise between India and which country? It's a joint military exercise between India and France. So the answer is France. And it is an exercise which is done between the army of both the countries. Where was it done? It was done in a place in France called La Cavalerie. La Cavalerie. And if you remember, last year it happened in Umroi. So this exercise, it's a biennial exercise. It was held in 2018 for the first time. So basically it takes place once every 2 years. It is alternately hosted by India and France. And there are other exercises also between India and France, like Varun and Garud. Varuna and Garuda. So Varun is a maritime exercise. Garuda is a Air Force exercise. It is done by the Air Force. Israel has launched a targeted military operation in Iran, targeting its nuclear facilities and striking at the Tehran's ballistic missile program. What is the name of this operation? The name of the operation is Operation Rising Lion. So Operation Rising Lion was launched by Israel against Iran. So Iran's ballistic missile program is led by two companies or two organizations. One is Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and then we have Aerospace Industries Organization. These organizations, they want to prepare ballistic missiles, nuclear capable ballistic missiles, but then Israel hit them very hard. The idea was to destroy Iran's nuclear infrastructure, ballistic missile factories, and military capabilities which are deep inside Iran. So this operation was called Operation Rising Lion. Rising Lion. Now, which are the places in Iran where nuclear enrichment is happening? So the most important one is Natanz. Natanz, Natanz nuclear facility. Natanz nuclear facility is officially known as Shahid Ahmadi Roshan nuclear facility. Shahid Ahmadi nuclear, Shahid Ahmadi Roshan nuclear facility. It is a nuclear facility which was built near the Natanz city for uranium enrichment. So this is one of the places where they hit. And then they also hit at the Fordo. So they Natanz nuclear enrichment facility and Fordo fuel enrichment plant. They also hit at the Piran Sheher nuclear facility. So these are the three places mainly where they hit: Fordo, Natanz, and Piran Sheher nuclear facility. These are the three places which were hit under the Operation Rising Lion. Operation Rising Lion. In fact, there is a place in Iran called Arak area. It also has it has a lot of industrial complexes, and it is believed that some of these industries are related to nuclear program. So I mean, they try to hit there also. And then there is a nuclear waste storage site in Iran called Anarak. Arak and Anarak are different, so they hit there also. I mean, these are some places which are believed to be home of the nuclear dream of Iran, right? In fact, there is a place called Ardakan. It is believed that here also they might have some nuclear sites. There is a place called Bonab. Then there is a place called Bushehr. There is a Bushehr nuclear power plant. It could be used possibly for even nuclear bombs. So, I mean, nobody is sure, I mean, what is happening in Iran. But at least 3 places were hit very hard: the Fordo, Piranshahar and Natanz. At least remember these names. You can see here Fordo, you can see Natanz also, and you can see some places like Arak, Ardakan, which I told you, right? So especially these places. You can see research reactor is there in Isfahan, Arak, in Tehran, and then nuclear power plant places like Bushehr. Then there is a there are uranium enrichment plant which is in Natanz and Fordo. Then I mean, you can see the places, all the places. Uranium mine is present in Gashin in Iran. So Iran's nuclear program is made up of a number of different types of nuclear facilities. Nuclear reactors, there is nuclear fuel cycle facilities, etc. etc. So Anarak has a nuclear waste storage site. Arak area, I mean, it has some ties to the nuclear program, in particular IR-40 reactor, which is under construction. Ardakan, the possible existence of a nuclear related facility near Ardakan. Bonab, Bushehr. So these are some other possible places which could be targeted by Israel. Which of the following state or union territory has approved the special scheme for grant of arms licenses to indigenous residents of sensitive and remote areas to strengthen the security of indigenous minority population? The answer is Assam. The answer is Assam. So in Assam, government of Assam has made it relatively easy to for a person to buy arms. They will be giving arms license. So this is called special scheme for grant of the arms license to indigenous residents of sensitive and remote areas. The indigenous people, if the indigenous people are in minority in districts, so for example, in districts like Dhubri, in districts like Nagaon, Morigaon, Barpeta, which is famous for crackers, Diwali crackers, you know, South Salmara, Golpara. I mean, these are places where the indigenous people of Assam, they are in minority and they always live in fear. They may face attacks from the Bangladesh people, or, you know, I mean, from the local people of Bangladesh, etc., etc. So then Assam government is saying that indigenous people in these districts, because they live in fear all the time, they face the threat of attacks from Bangladesh side, and even in their own villages, they are in minority. And therefore, the people in such vulnerable areas will be given arms licenses so that they can protect themselves. So government won't help them buy arms, but will give them the license so that they can buy the arms on their own. Right? So who can apply? Well, who can apply? The eligibility is limited to indigenous and original inhabitants of Assam, Indian citizens with valid identification, individuals residing in vulnerable or remote areas face genuine personal security threats. So they will be given the license so that they can purchase arms. And look, the policy will not apply to interstate border areas shared with Meghalaya, Arunachal, Mizoram and Nagaland. So license will be granted under provision of the Arms Act of 1959 and the Arms Rules of 2016. And the license will be non-transferable. And if anybody misuses the license, then it will lead to cancellation and also legal action. As per recent information, India is preparing to test extended trajectory, long duration, hypersonic cruise missile, which is developed under a classified DRDO initiative. What is the name of this initiative? Classified means secret. I mean, Vishnu, Project Vishnu. So DRDO launched a project secretly called Project Vishnu, in which we are developing extended trajectory, long duration, hypersonic cruise missile. And you know, these missile can reach the speed 8 times that of sound, that is Mach 8, which is around 11,000 kilometers per hour. And they can carry nuclear warheads up to 2000 kg. Very powerful. So they can deliver very devastating strikes deep into China and Pakistan. So India joins a very handful of countries like US, China, Russia, which have developed hypersonic weapons. Hypersonic weapons. So with this, and what is the range of this missile? Approximately 1500 kilometers is the range of this missile. So now they have achieved sort of a breakthrough. And these missiles also use an engine which is called scramjet engine. Now scramjet engine is very advanced because it uses atmospheric oxygen for fuel combustion, which allows the hypersonic speeds for extended duration. And compared to the ordinary ballistic missile, this missile, because it is a cruise missile, it flies at low altitude, and it is built using heat resistant and oxidation resistant material. This missile can also tolerate temperature up to 2000 degrees C. It can be launched from land based platform, ships, aircrafts, etc. Huge development, and the project is called Project Vishnu. Very important question. Recently, Krutrim, it is India's first AI unicorn company, has launched a homegrown AI assistant aimed at going beyond traditional chatbot by handling everyday tasks like booking cabs and ordering food. So this AI assistant can do so many things. It can book cab for you, it can order food in a very natural manner. Now, what is the name of this AI assistant launched by Krutrim? It is called Kruti. And this company Krutrim was started by Bhavish Agarwal, who also runs Ola. And this company became unicorn last year in 2024. Now, this AI assistant Kruti will be available in 13 Indian languages. And recently, let me tell you, Haryana government, they have launched a AI powered chatbot called Sarthi. Sarthi will give you access to official government documents and policies in Haryana. All England Club official, they have announced that Wimbledon prize money has increased to a record £53.5 million, and the singles champ will earn how much? So singles champ in Wimbledon, let me show you. So Wimbledon is the oldest tennis tournament. It was started in 1877. It is played in London, right? And it is played on grass. And if you see the prize money which will be given to the winner will be £3 million. £3 million, which is approximately $4 million. This has been announced by the All England Club. And the total amount is more than last year. As per recent information, who among the following has been selected to receive the prestigious honorary Leopard Award called Pardo d'Onor at the 78th Locarno Film Festival? Locarno Film Festival is one of the most prestigious film festivals that there is, right? Locarno Film Festival. So Leopard Award will be given to which celebrity? It is Alexander Payne. Alexander Payne is an American filmmaker, director, producer, and screenwriter. So this award will be given to him in August, because Locarno Film Festival will take place from 6th of August to 16th of August 2025. And this director has made a lot of movies like The Descendants, Nebraska. So a lot of movies he has directed. He is a very celebrated American director. He has won many awards in the past also. He is an Oscar winner. In fact, he has won the Oscar award for 2 times. Now, Locarno Film Festival takes place in the beautiful city of Locarno, which is in Switzerland. And this festival was started in 1946. So it is a very, very old festival, almost 80 years old festival. So the main award of the festival is the Golden Leopard. Golden Leopard Award is given to the best film, but that we will only find out when the festival gets over, that which film have won the Golden Leopard. But so far they have announced only the Leopard Award or the Pardo d'Onor. Golden Leopard Award. Now Golden Leopard Award, this is only the Leopard Award. I am talking about Golden Leopard. So Golden Leopard we will find out best film, and Golden Leopard Award is called what? It is called Pardo d'Oro. So don't get confused between Pardo d'Onor and Pardo d'Oro, just in case. I'm sure they will mention in English also, right? Now, in the Locarno Film Festival, Shah Rukh Khan last year in 2024, if you remember, he was given the Lifetime Achievement Award, right? Which is called Pardo alla Carriera, for the Lifetime Achievement Award. He was the first Indian personality to get this award last year. So this is an important award, definitely. Recently released report called Child Labor, Global Estimates, Trends and Road Forward. It said that nearly 138 million children who are between the age of 5 to 17, they were engaged in child labor in 2024. Although the number has decreased by 22 million since 2020. This report was released jointly by the International Labour Organization and which organization? So this is UNICEF. UNICEF, International Labour Organization, is based in Geneva. UNICEF is based in New York. So you can see UNICEF and ILO, they gave this report in child labor. So what does the report say? This report said that child labor, nearly 138 million children, 138 million means 13.8 crore children, they do child labor globally. And out of these, 54 million, out of 13.8 crore, 54 million or 5.4 crore, they work in hazardous condition. Hazardous means which are harmful to the health. So if you see the hazardous children, total number is 54 million. If you break it down, so out of these, you can see that 3 crore children are between the age of 15 to 17. 1.28 crore or 12.8 million are between the age of 12 to 14. And then you can see that more than 1 crore children, they are between the age of 5 to 11. So children are working, 54 million or 5.4 crore children are working under hazardous condition. So a lot needs to be done to improve their life. So most child labor is in which field? Agriculture. Most of the child labor is found in agriculture. You can see here that agriculture, age wise they have given. So 5 to 11, 12 to 14 and 15 to 17. But overall if you see 5 to 17, 61% children work in agriculture, 13% work in industry and 27% in services sector. And with age, child labor becomes progressively more common among boys than girls. So this is the percentage of children aged 5 to 17, 5 to 17 years in child labor. So you can see girls, 6.9% of the girls are in child labor between the age of 5 to 17, and out of the total boys in the world, 8.6% they were in the child labor. So child labor is more common in boys compared to girls. Now, if you see the number of children who are in child labor, you can see the number is decreasing, but I mean, it is not significantly decreasing. If you compare these 3-4 years, you can see that the number of children who were doing child labor were 160 million or 16 crore. Now it is 13.76 crore or 137 million. So yes, the number has decreased, but it should decrease by more percentage, And how many children are working in hazardous condition? So you can see 79 million and they have reduced to 54 million. So it has definitely reduced. And if they ask you how many children in the entire world they are in child labor, you will say 7.8%. It is down from 9.6. It was 9.6 last estimate, which was in 2020. Now let's talk about region wise. So the African region records the highest incidence of child labor with 20% of the children affected, amounting to 72 million. This is followed by Asia and the Pacific region with 62 million children. And so in India, we have taken lot of efforts, lot of initiatives to stop child labor. For example, there is a Child Labor Act 1986, National Policy on Child Labor 1987, National Child Labor Project 1988, and Pencil Portal, where you can report any child labor. Pencil Portal, right? Pencil Portal was launched in 2017 and I remember teaching it that time. Will we moving on? Which of the following country has announced its decision to withdraw from Economic Community of Central African States? Economic Community of Central African State, or ECCAS. Which country is that? So the country that has decided to withdraw is actually Rwanda. Rwanda has decided to withdraw. Why? Because Rwanda is having tensions with Democratic Republic of Congo. That is why. So what happened was, there are 11 members of this community. 11 African countries, Central African countries are member of ECCAS. And Rwanda was supposed to become the chairman of ECCAS. But Democratic Republic of Congo did not let Rwanda become the chairman. Now America is mediating between the two. America is trying to patch up between the two. Now this ECCAS, Economic Community of Central African States, was set up in 1983. It was established in 1983. And these are the current members: Angola, Burundi, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, DRC, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Republic of Congo, Sao Tome and Principe. Sao Tome and Principe. And which country has withdrawn? Rwanda. So Rwanda is saying that I don't want to be the member of this. So earlier there were 11 members, now there will be 10. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Rwanda is not there. Who among the following has been conferred with the National Security Guard Counter IED Innovator Award for the year 2024-25? It's a very important question. Why? Because his innovations are Shatru Nash and Agni Astra. So what is IED? Improvised Explosive Devices. So he is a great innovator. His name is Raj Prasad RS. Mr. Raj Prasad RS. He is Indian Army. He is a major in the Indian Army. So this award was given to him during National Security Guard seminar, which happened in New Delhi recently. So, this is the second time he has got this honor. In 2023, he innovated Exploder. Exploder is a kamikaze or self-destructing drone. Exploder was also made by him. So let me tell you about Agni Astra and Shatru Nash. Agni Astra is what? It is a multi-target portable remote detonation system. So it is like a bomb which you can blast from a distance, right? So this Agni Astra is a portable and you can carry this machine Agni Astra. It can do remote detonation system. That is, it can safely detonate multiple these explosive devices, improvised explosive devices from a distance, enhancing the safety of our people, our soldiers. Shatru Nash. It is a handheld electromagnetic pulse gun capable of disabling IED circuitry and electronic triggers, offering frontline units a tactical advantage during counter-terror and internal security operations. So Shatru Nash can disable the IED circuit and electronic triggers of the enemy. And it uses high power microwave radiation. So for these two innovations, Mr. Raj Prasad RS was given the award. And look, Raj Prasad sir has developed 12 innovations so far. And out of the 12, 4 are already being used by the Indian Army. So a great innovator we have in our Indian Army. International Labour Organization has released its latest report, ILO database on international labour statistics. As per the data, India's social security coverage has improved from 19% in 2015 to how much in 2025? 64.3%. India's social security coverage has improved significantly, you can see. It has improved by 45 basis points over the last 10 years. And recently, the ILO, their latest session happened in the headquarters, Geneva. So if you see from 19%, it is now 64.3%. 94 crore people in India, they are now covered under at least one social protection benefit. And that is understandable because of various social security schemes like Atal Pension Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyanan Yojana, and so on and so forth. So a lot of schemes are there, right? Lot of schemes are there. And there was one more report recently, which is called World Social Protection Report. World Social Protection Report is given by International Labour Organization. And what did they say? They said that in India, the social security coverage has doubled from 24.4% in 2021 to 48.8% in 2024. So according to them, there is a growth in India's social protection coverage. Now, they use the word social protection, whereas this latest ILO stat database used the term social security. So that is why there is a difference in the percentage. So be very careful with respect to that. NATO has launched its annual flagship multinational maritime exercise called Baltic Operations. Which of the following countries is hosting the exercise? So it is one of the largest exercises conducted by the NATO, 32 countries. And which country is hosting it? It is Latvia, which is a Baltic country. And this is the 54th time that Baltic Operation exercise is taking place. It was conducted from 5th to 20th of June in the Baltic Sea area. And this exercise is hosted by Latvia, but it is organized by OIRAS. What is OIRAS? OIRAS is a NATO's naval strike unit. So it is organized by OIRAS in Latvia. And not every NATO country is participating in it, but 16 NATO countries are participating in it. out of 32, 16 countries are participating in it. Also, the NATO countries they have increased their expenditure. It is now 5% of their GDP each country. From 2% it has increased to 5%. Andhra Pradesh government has released the comprehensive guidelines for the implementation of its flagship Talliki Vandanam scheme, which aims to empower the mothers and guardians by providing financial assistance of how much per annum to every child. So Andhra Pradesh government, they have a scheme which goes by the name of Talliki Vandanam. So 15,000 rupees per annum for every child is given as a financial assistance, right? So 15,000 rupees. And out of 15,000 rupees, so let me show you. These are the criteria, by the way. So out of 15,000 rupees per annum, 2,000 the government deducts because they want to improve school infrastructure, hygiene and sanitation. So from the 15,000, 2,000 is deducted by the government at source for improving school infrastructure, school hygiene and sanitation. So this scheme will start from the current financial year and it will cover the students from class 1 to class 12 who are studying in all the government school or all the private unaided school, etc., including residential school. So this is the eligibility. Your monthly family income has to be less than 10,000 for rural and less than 12,000 in the urban area. You should have less than 3 acres of wetland, less than 10 acres of dry land or less than 10 acres combined. Your electricity consumption should be less than 300 units, etc., etc. So these are the conditions. This is the economic criteria. And student must maintain 75% attendance to remain eligible, and the amount will be sent by direct benefit transfer. So this scheme will benefit around 67 lakh students of 43 lakh mothers. 43 lakh mothers, and implementation will start, somewhere between 12th of June and 5th of July. Who among the following received Russia's highest literary award, called the Dostoevsky Star Award, for his role in promoting cultural dialogue and preserving literary heritage? He is none other than legendary lyricist of Bollywood, Javed Akhtar Sahab, right? He is given Russia's highest literary honor and he was given this award by the Russian House in Mumbai. Javed Akhtar, by the way, is the first Indian to receive this award. In fact, there are a few poem books of Javed Akhtar which were also translated into Russian language recently. Now, where was Javed Akhtar born? He was born in Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh. Gwalior, and he has also been given Padma Bhushan. He was given the Padma Bhushan in 2007 and Padma Shri in 1999. He was also given the Sahitya Academy Award in 2013. Iran has launched a large-scale retaliatory attack against Israel. What is the name of this operation? The name given to operation by Iran against Israel. So this operation is codenamed Operation True Promise 3. Operation True Promise 3. Now you know that Israel launched an operation called Operation Rising Lion against Iran. Operation Rising Lion against Iran, where it struck the nuclear facilities of Iran, like Fordo, like Natanz, like the Piran Sheher, Bushehr, all these, for example, Arak, Ardakan, Isfahan, all of these were struck by Israel. World Bank has released its annual report, which is called State and Trends of Carbon Pricing 2025. Now, this report has revealed that the number of operational carbon pricing instruments, they have increased significantly. So in 2005, we had just 5 carbon pricing instruments, and now they are how many in 2025? And countries like India, Brazil, Turkey, they are actively developing them. So carbon pricing instruments are now 80. So they have increased from 5 to 80. Now, first of all, you should understand what is carbon pricing instruments. So carbon pricing instruments are those instruments which cover the external cost of greenhouse gas emissions. What is the meaning of this? So for example, let's say there is a damage to the crops. Now this is an external cost because of climate change. Similarly, the heat waves. Similarly, the drought. Similarly, the healthcare expenses. Now, all of these can happen because of what? Because of the sea level rise. Because of sea level rise, we can have floods. Because of the flooding, we can have loss of property. And definitely, if a person has a loss of property because of flooding, there is an external cost. So every carbon pricing instrument, it covers the external cost of a greenhouse gas emission. Greenhouse gas emission. And therefore, now there are carbon credit markets also. Carbon credits market also. You know, globally, the carbon pricing, including the carbon taxes and all, they have generated $100 billion in revenue in 2024. 2024. And carbon pricing was highest in the power sector. Power sector. More than 50% of the revenue came from the power sector. Now, what is the meaning of all this? Well, the meaning is that, let's say there is an industry, okay, there is a company which is generating a lot of pollution. Now, because of this pollution, there will be some external cost. So you put a fine on this company. You tell this company to pay a fine. You give this company some leverage, okay, till let's say 20 kg carbon you can emit, but if you do more than that, we will fine you. So that is a source of revenue. This is an example of carbon pricing. And what is carbon market? So let's say this company has emitted 30 kg of carbon. It has exceeded its limit by 10 kg. So it can purchase 10 kg worth of credits from some other company. So it can do trading. There can be a carbon credit trading. Carbon credit trading that can happen. So all of this market is the carbon trading market. And the carbon credit market, carbon trading, all of this is now increasing in the world. We have carbon pricing. Now here you can see the carbon tax is put on some companies, right? Carbon tax, etc. Now 28% of the global emissions, they are covered by a direct carbon price that you have to pay. Earlier in 2005, it was only 5%. Now 28% of the global emissions, they are covered by a direct carbon price. And the revenue that is generated by carbon pricing, 50% of the revenue is used for supporting environmental infrastructure and development projects. And most of the carbon tax is from the power sector. Power sector was number 1 and industry was number 2. Here you can see, even in emission trading system or carbon tax, both power sector is number 1, industry is number 2, and mining was number 3. Mining was at 3rd position. Who among the following has been elected as the president of the International Commission on Large Dams? International Commission on Large Dam, the president will be Devendra Kumar Sharma, an Indian. Now, who is he, by the way? He is a member of the National Security Advisory Board. So he has been elected the president of this very important organization, and the voting happened in Chengdu. So in Chengdu in China, it was the 93rd annual meeting of this important organization. So he will remain the president from June 2025 to June 2028, that is for a period of 3 years. Now, what is this International Commission on Large Dams? And look, this is a very old organization. It was set up in 1928 and it is headquartered in Paris. India became, a member. The Indian National Committee on Large Dams became a member of this organization in 1930. Currently, there are 107 countries which are members of this organization, including India. So all of the members of this organization, they work in exchanging the knowledge with respect to the design, construction, and safety of the dams. Design, construction, and safety of the dams. Now, this is only the second time that an Indian has become the president of this organization. Earlier, CVJ Verma became the president from India from 2000 to 2003. And that also reminds me that United Nations has recently declared 10th of June as the International Day for Dialogue Among Civilizations, and it was celebrated on 10th of June 2025 for the first time. 10th of June 2025 for the first time. Is that clear? So let's hope that we are able to achieve good dialogue among the civilizations. And by the way, since I mentioned to you International Commission on Large Dam. So what is a large dam? So any dam that is more than 15 meter in height, that is more than 15 meter in height, or generally that is called a large dam, in common language you can say. And by the way, who has become the new president of United Nations General Assembly? It is a German woman. Her name is Annalena Baerbock. We will be resuming with the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly very soon. So she is only the fifth woman to become the president of UNGA, United Nations General Assembly. United Nations General Assembly. Who among the following has been awarded the Commander of the Order of the British Empire honor in recognition of exceptional leadership in the retail and consumer sector? Her name is Lina Nair. Lina Nair, she is the CEO of the French luxury brand called Chanel. It is pronounced as Chanel. Look, France has almost a monopoly in the luxury brands. You must have heard so many French luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, Yves Saint Laurent, Chantecaille. I mean, I can name at least 100 luxury brands from France. You know, so one luxury brand from France is called Chanel. It's a French luxury brand. So Lina Nair is the global CEO of this brand. So she got the award from Prince William. And Lina Nair, you know, she has worked her way up. She was also named Times Woman of the Year for 2024, you know, Lina Nair. And Commander of the Order of the British Honor is one of the highest honors given by the British royal family. And let me tell you here that even the cricket player James Anderson, he has been awarded for his services recently. James Anderson by the King of England. So he has been given knighthood. So he is now Sir James Anderson. And you know, there is a Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. Earlier it was called Patodi Trophy. Now it is called Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. The one that is played in England. The one that is played in India, we call it Anthony De Mello Trophy. And now Patodi Medal of Excellence will be given to the winning captain of the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. As per recent information, AV List. This is the first ever unified global checklist of bird species. Now what are birds called as? Aves. We call them aves, and from aves we get the word aviation, anything that flies. So AV List is a kind of a database of the bird species. It has been launched by multiple organizations. So it has been launched by the Working Group on Avian Checklist, including representatives from BirdLife International, Cornell Lab of Ornithology, American Ornithology Society. Ornithologist is a person who studies about birds. And which organization? So International Ornithologists Union. All of these organizations, they have launched a global database of birds called AV List. And this list became live on 12th of June 2025. So BirdLife International is a very renowned organization headquartered in Cambridge in Britain. Cornell Lab of Ornithology is based in New York. American Ornithology Society in Chicago. International Ornithologists Union in Los Angeles. And a company called AVBase. AVBase is a online taxonomic database that organizes bird taxonomic and distribution data. So for example, this list has 11,131 species of birds, right? So if you need any information about birds, you can check this AV List. It is called AV List. So this is a great effort, and a lot of organizations have come together to create this database. As per recent information, what is the motto adopted by the full bench of the Lokpal of India? It is Empower Citizens, Expose Corruption. Empower Citizens, Expose Corruption. And what was the old motto? Old motto was a Sanskrit word called Ma Riddha Kasya Swidhanam. Kasya Swidhanam. This is a Sanskrit word which means do not be greedy for anyone's wealth. And look, Lokpal, it is a statutory body, right? It was established under the Lokpal and Lokayukt Act of 2013. It is headquartered in New Delhi. It has a chairman and 8 members, out of which 4 should be judicial member. And the chairperson of the Lokpal should be either the former Chief Justice of India or a former judge of the Supreme Court. Former judge of the Supreme Court. And the judicial member of the Lokpal should be either a judge, former judge of the Supreme Court, or former Chief Justice of the High Court. And minimum of 50% of the members will be from SC, ST, OBC and minority or women. and all the chairperson and members are appointed by the President of India. President of India, and they will hold office for a period of 5 years or until they are age of 70, whichever is earlier. So that is Lokpal for you. Lokpal for you, right? And the first Lokpal of India was Pinaki Chandra Ghosh. Who is the current chairman of Lokpal? It is Ajay Manik Rao Khanwilkar. Ajay Manik Rao Khanwilkar is the current chairman of Lokpal. Who among the following has been officially announced as the global ambassador of our esports World Cup? This is the world's largest esports tournament which has begun in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. So Cristiano Ronaldo, legendary football player from Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo. And why he has been chosen as the brand ambassador? Because one, he is very popular, and second, he plays in Saudi Arabia for the football club called Al Nassr. Al Nassr, that is why. And he is a 5 times Ballon d'Or winner, and he is now the brand ambassador for Esports World Cup. Esports World Cup. Now look, this is only the second time that Esports World Cup is taking place, right? So it is taking place in Saudi Arabia this time. Chief Minister of Andhra has directed the officials to develop the Vishakha economic region as the growth engine of Andhra and to aim for the creation of $120 billion in economic output from this region by 2032. Now this Vishakha economic region comprises of how many districts? So there are 8 districts: Vishakhapatnam, Vizianagaram, Srikakulam, Anakapalli, Kakinada, East Godavari, ASR and Manyam. So these are the 8 districts in Andhra which will be a part of the Vishakha economic region. This will become the engine of growth, economic engine of growth for Andhra Pradesh. And Chief Minister has said that we will identify 1 lakh acres of land for various projects in the Vishakha region. Currently, this region has around 36,000 square kilometer of land and a population of approximately 1.5 crore. So this region will create a lot of jobs. It is expected that this region, Vishakha economic region, will generate 2 to 2.4 million jobs, new jobs by 2032. 2032. It will have 6 ports, 17 major agriculture zones, 6 service hubs, 12 tourism hubs and all these things. So they have very big plans for this region. And Niti Aayog has said that there are 7 growth engines for Vishakha region: ports, IT, agriculture, tourism, healthcare, urban development and infrastructure. So they will set up hotel rooms, housing units, colleges, hospitals, everything here. And Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, he also announced recently that beach roads will be developed in Andhra from Mulapeta to Vishakhapatnam, and from Vishakhapatnam to Kakinada. Beach roads will be set up. So this is what he announced recently. Which of the following countries' team has defeated Australia in the 2023-25 cycle of World Test Championship, International Cricket Council's World Test Championship? The answer is South Africa. This is their first major ICC trophy, and they defeated Australia by 5 wickets. And the victory ended 27-year wait for ICC trophy, because last time South Africa won anything was the senior men's ICC title in 1998. That was the ICC knockout trophy. So they had to wait 27 years for a trophy. The final match happened in the Lord's Cricket Ground in London. This is the 3rd time that World Test Championship final was held. This is the 3rd edition of World Test Championship. So champions were South Africa, runners-up was Australia, and 3rd place went to India. Aiden Markram was the man of the match in the final. And Pat Cummins has become the fastest bowler to reach 300 test wickets. In terms of the balls bowled, he achieved this milestone in 13,725 deliveries. And Steve Smith from Australia, he surpassed Sachin Tendulkar for the most 50 plus scores or half centuries in ICC knockout matches. UN Women is an organization. UN Women basically works for gender equality and empowerment of women. It is an organization based in New York. It works under United Nations. So they have released a new fact sheet which is called Women in Politics. It reveals a concerning global trend of declining female representation in the political leadership. With a rank of how much out of 181, India was placed in the second lowest category of nations that have 2 to 9.9% of the women political leaders. So India's rank is a very, very poor 174 out of 181 countries. Out of 181 countries. This shows that in India, the women, they do not have enough political empowerment. Now, here you can see the continent wise, for example, in Americas, when I say Americas, I mean the North America and the South America. You can see the women who are in the lower house, they are approximately 35%. If you see the upper house, it is 36%. If you see both houses combined, it is 35.4%. If you see Europe, it is well over 30s. If you see sub-Saharan African countries, it is 27% approx. If you see Asia, it is very low, 22% approx. If you see the Pacific countries, it is just 20% here, but in the upper house, they form considerable 49%, overall 23.2%. And in the MENA country, MENA means Middle East and North Africa. So North Africa, you have countries like Egypt, like Morocco, you have countries like Algeria. So 18%. And in the upper house, 11%, overall 16.7%. So in the Middle East and North Africa, that is understandable because in Middle East, you also have the Arab countries where the women empowerment is very, very low, right? Now, can you tell me in which country you have the, if you see the countries which are ranked according to the share of women cabinet members who had various ministries, Nicaragua is number 1. Nicaragua is number 1. So you can see that out of 14 ministers, 9 are women or 64.3%. Finland is at second position. If you see the countries for the women in parliament, you can see Rwanda is number 1. Out of 80 seats in the lower house, 51 are women or 63.8%. 63.8%. And even in the upper house, out of 26 seats, 14 are women or 53.9. So you can see that there are a lot of countries where the number of women is very high in politics, but in India, it is very low. That is why we are ranked so poor. We are ranked 174. Now here I would like to tell you one very important thing. There is something known as Beijing plus 30, and this can be asked as an MCQ in the exam. What is Beijing plus 30? Beijing plus 30 is basically, so there was a Beijing declaration, as you know, right? There was a Beijing declaration. What was Beijing declaration? What is Beijing plus 30? So in 1995, we had a Beijing declaration that talked about gender equality and women empowerment. We have to make significant progress in women empowerment, their political representation. So that was the Beijing declaration. And sustainable development goal number 5. Sustainable development goal number 5 talks about gender equality and women empowerment. This also you remember. Now we are in 2025. So it is Beijing plus 30 because 30 years have passed. So this can be asked in the exam. What is Beijing plus 30? So you say that Beijing plus 30 is basically we are celebrating 30 years of Beijing declaration that talked about the women's rights. India, as the Vice President of International Organization for Marine Aids to Navigation, has participated in the second session of IALA Council. Where was it held recently? What is the meaning of marine aids? So anything that helps you in navigation of ships in the ocean is called a marine aid, right? So India participated here. We are the Vice President of this organization, and it was held in Nice city in France. Nice city in France. Right, this was the second session of the IALA Council. And where is the headquarter of International Organization for Marine Aids to Navigation? So it is headquartered in France in a place called Saint-Germain-en-Laye. Saint-Germain-en-Laye. This is a place in France. So India was represented by the Secretary in the Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterway, Mr. T.K. Ramachandran. Mr. T.K. Ramachandran, he represented India. And why was this city Nice in news recently? Because the third United Nations Oceans Conference was organized here recently in the city of Nice. United Nations Oceans Conference was held here. And this organization, International Organization for the Marine Aids to Navigation, was set up in 1957. 1957, right? It's a very old organization. Here I would also like to tell you that India and France, they recently did the Shakti exercise in the month of June, and it was done in a place called La Cavalerie. La Cavalerie is a place in France. This exercise started in 2011. So what all the things were discussed in the council? I mean, all those things, for example, conservation of lighthouse heritage. What are lighthouse? Lighthouse you must have seen, which give the light to make it easy for the ships to navigate. And in fact, PM Modi, he has a vision. What is the vision of PM Modi? That 75 lighthouses in India, they should be converted into heritage museums. Okay, 75, and India has more than 200 lighthouses. In fact, exact number is 204, out of which 75 lighthouses will be converted into tourism. So PM Modi started this scheme of converting lighthouses into tourist spots in February 2024. One important thing, the third IALA General Assembly will take place this year in Mumbai, and the 21st IALA conference will take place in 2027 in Mumbai. Okay, what is IALA? That I have already told you. Now let's talk about Achal. What is Achal? So Achal is a fast patrol vessel. It has been launched recently. The fast patrol vessel has been constructed by which company? So it has been constructed by the Goa Shipyard Limited. The answer is option D. Goa Shipyard Limited. This vessel is 52 meter in length and 8 meter in breadth. So you can see it is a very small ship, and the weight is also very less, around 320 ton. Basically, these are small ships which are used for patrolling. They can move very fast and they can change direction very fast. You know, if it is a very big ship, it cannot change direction very fast, but these ships can change direction very fast. And their speed is also very high because of their small size. So they are used for mainly surveillance purposes, right? They protect our offshore assets like the Krishna Godavari Basin, all of these our offshore projects, Bombay High, where we do the petrol mining and all. They also protect our islands like Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep. They are used by the Coast Guard also. And one ship cost around 473 crore rupees. So this is built by Goa Shipyard. In fact, let me tell you, Goa Shipyard was given the contract to build 8 fast patrol vessels by the Ministry of Defense, by the Indian Coast Guard, which works under the Ministry of Defense. So this ship will be used by the Indian Coast Guard. And this is, out of the 8, this is the 5th in the series. This is 5th in the series. Now, which were the earlier 4? So we had ICGS, Indian Coast Guard ship Adamya. Then we had second one called Akshar. Then we have the third one called Amulya. Fourth one was called Akshay. And now the 5th one is called Achal. So 5 are done in this order and 3 are remaining. Only 3 are remaining now. And when the 3 will come, I will tell their names as well. Recently released report called the Review of the State of World Marine Fishery Resources 2025. It confirms that 64.5% of all the fishery stocks are exploited within biologically sustainable level, but the remaining 35.5% of the stocks classified as overfished. Now this report has been released by which organization? This report has been released by the Food and Agriculture Organization, which is headquartered in Rome, the capital of Italy. Now what is the meaning of this? So there are 2 types of oceans. One where the fishing is sustainable. Those are 64.5%. But the remaining 35.5% are overfished. Which means what? What is the meaning of overfishing? So let's say there are a lot of fish. Okay. These are fishes. This is how we used to make the fish when we were small. Now, and there are small babies of ships. Fish, they lay eggs, right? So what essentially we should do, let's say we want to catch the fish. So it is better to catch this fish, so that leave the babies, so that these babies will replace the population of the adults. But in overfishing, what we do is, we we don't leave enough population of the baby fish so that they can replace the adult fish. As a result, it becomes overfishing, and then the number of fishes start decreasing, and that is what is happening today. And a lot of the reason is also happening because there is lot of IUU fishing, illegal unregulated fishing, that is going on. So this is a review of the state of the world marine fishery resources, and 2570 different types of fish, they were judged here. So they say that 64.5% are within biologically sustainable level, that yes, nothing wrong so far, they are within sustainable level, but 35.5% of the marine resources are overfished, and that is a big problem. If we talk about by weight, so when weighted by their production level, 77.2% of the fisheries landings globally come from biologically sustainable stock. So 77.2% of the fish in the world is coming from this 64.5% of the stocks, which is within sustainable range. Within sustainable range. And then this report talks about different continents like the Antarctic area, so which is sustainable and which is not sustainable. It talks about Mediterranean, Black Sea, it talks about the Pacific Ocean, etc., etc. So ultimately, the only thing that you need to remember is what I told you. But let's take a look at this. Like for example, among the 10 most landed marine species, which mean 10 most type of fish that is caught. So for example, the anchoveta, the tuna, the Alaska pollock, etc., etc. 60% of the fish, they are sustainable out of the 10 most fished fishes. And by their volume, 85.8% of the landings are from the biologically sustainable stock. So, but the problem is that the remaining of them are coming from unsustainable territory. And in the future, that can cause a very big problem. That can cause a very big problem, right? So this is something that you should keep in mind. Which of the following city has been officially nominated for inclusion in the UNESCO Creative Cities Network as a city of gastronomy? So gastronomy means a city that has very amazing food. The art of food cooking is called gastronomy. Something to do with the food, with the stomach, that is called gastronomy. The cooking art is called gastronomy. So we have nominated Lucknow. Now whether Lucknow is finally declared as a city of gastronomy is in the hands of UNESCO. Now UNESCO Creative Cities Network was launched in 2004 to promote cooperation among like-minded cities. For example, if there is an Indian city which is good in literature, and if there is an American city which is good in literature, then they can share best practices with each other, right? Now in India, there is only one city which in the past has been declared as a city of gastronomy, that was Hyderabad, and that was declared in 2019. There is a lot of Hyderabadi cuisine, so that was recognized by UNESCO. So Hyderabad was declared as a city of gastronomy in 2019. And now Lucknow, Indian government has nominated it because in Lucknow you have lot of rich cooking art, like for example, tunde kebab, galoti kebab, nihari, biryani, khasta, kulfi, jalebi. So these are all very popular from Lucknow. And the creative city is declared in 7 category. So gastronomy is only one of the 7 category. You also have craft and folk art, design, creative city in filmmaking, literature, media and music. Now these are the Indian cities which have been declared in different categories in the UNESCO Creative City Network. You have Kozhikode, that was declared as a creative city of literature, Gwalior for music, Jaipur for craft and folk art, Varanasi for music, Chennai for music, Mumbai for film, Hyderabad for gastronomy and Srinagar for craft and folk art. So these are the Indian cities, and if Lucknow is declared, it will be the latest addition. It will be the latest addition. And that reminds me that recently UNESCO has declared the Maratha military landscape as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Maratha military landscape as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Who among the following has been given the Cyprus's highest civilian honor, the Grand Cross of the Order of the Makarios III? So again, it was given to Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi. Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi, his global influence is such that a lot of countries have given the highest civilian award to him. So he recently visited Cyprus, and he also got the highest civilian honor of Sri Lanka, which is called Mitra Vibhushan, and of Mauritius, which is called the Grand Commander of the Order of the Star and Key of the Indian Ocean. So these so far are the global honors given to him in 2025. So Order of Makarios is the highest civilian honor of Cyprus. This award was started in 1991. And what is the capital of Cyprus? So it is called Nicosia. It is an island country in the Mediterranean Sea. Cyprus is an island country in the Mediterranean Sea. There is an organization called United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. This is an organization that is based in Geneva. So UNHCR annual global trends report says that which country became the world's largest forced displacement situation with 14.3 million refugees and internally displaced people, replacing Syria. The answer is Sudan. Now you know that in Sudan there is a civil war going on for a long time. As a result, Sudan, lot of countries are leaving Sudan and going and settling in the surrounding countries. Same is happening in Syria. In Syria, the war is going on for at least last 12 years. Since the Arab Spring, it is unstable country, right? So if you talk about the refugees and internally displaced people, what is internal displacement? Internal displacement means when a person, leaves one city and goes to another city within the same country. And refugees means that when they leave their own country and go to some other country, those are called refugees. So 14.3 million people, they became refugees or they were internally displaced in Sudan. Second was Syria. Let me show you the figures. So you can see here that this is the number, and you can see here that if you see the total number of people were how many? So if you see here, the total number of people in last 1 year was 123.2 million. These are the people who are forcibly displaced, whether they became refugees or whether they were internally displaced, but they were forcibly displaced from where they were living. And out of 123.2 million, let's break it down. So the green color shows internal displaced people. 73.5 million were internally displaced. Then in the blue color, you have 31 million people who became refugees. 31 million, okay? Then you have 8.4 million people who became asylum seekers. What is asylum seekers? Asylum seeker means that you fear for your life in your country, so you go and seek safety elsewhere. Those are called asylum seeker. Then this color shows, light blue color shows Palestine refugees. They are 5.9 million. And then finally, there are people who are in need of internal protection. They are another 5.9 million. So total number is 123.2 million. And here you will be able to appreciate it more. 73.5 million internally displaced people, 31 million refugees, 8.4 million asylum seeker, 5.9 million each we have Palestine refugee and people in need of internal protection. So the total number is 123.2 million. Now, if a person becomes a refugee or he seeks protection, asylum, then who is taking those person? So you can see 73% people are hosted in low and middle income country. So low and middle income country, they are more kind. 67% are hosted in the neighboring country. Like these neighboring countries could be developing or developed. But 73% of the people who needed help, they were hosted by the low and middle income countries. And you can see there are very kind countries. For example, in Lebanon, 1 out of every 8 person is a refugee. So Lebanon hosted the largest number of refugees relative to its population. Aruba 1 in 9, Chad 1 in 16, Curacao 1 in 16, Jordan 1 in 18. So Lebanon took so many refugees that now 1 out of every 8 person in Lebanon is a refugee. So these are very kind countries. And in which country people want to go? So in America, the largest number of applications were filed in America. So more than 7 lakh people, they want to go to America. Egypt is 4.3 lakh, Germany 2.29 lakh, Canada 1.74 lakh, and Spain. So these are the most attractive countries which received the highest number of applications. Right? So these are the data, and I think this is a very I mean, unsettling data, so to say. Also, a lot of people, they return also. So 9.8 million people, displaced people, they returned. They returned in 2024, right? They returned in 2024. More than 1.88 lakh refugees, they were resettled, and 47,000 stateless people, they received citizenship from different countries. And I told you the headquarters. So headquarters of UNHCR is located in Geneva. It is located in Geneva. Who has been appointed as the first woman ever to become the head of Britain's Secret Intelligence Service, which is called MI6 or Military Intelligence Section 6. So just like you have Mossad of Israel, you have RAW in India, then you have MI6 in Britain, and Blaise Matroveli. Blaise Matroveli, she joined the services in 1999 and she has become the 18th chief of MI6. MI6 is the Secret Intelligence Service of United Kingdom. Right? Very important question. Which of the following company has been awarded the 2025 Food Planet Prize? This is the world's largest environmental award. The answer is NitroCapt. NitroCapt. Now look, NitroCapt is a Swedish company. It is a Swedish company which is known for nitrogen capture. So what they have done is they prepare nitrogen fertilizer using the nitrogen that they extract from the atmosphere. So they produce nitrogen fertilizer in a very sustainable way. They avoid the fossil fuels completely. And this company founder is Mr. Gustav. So Mr. Gustav is the owner of the company NitroCapt, and he was given this award. And this award is very prestigious award. Look at the prize money, $2 million. That's a big prize, you know. $2 million is like what? Almost 17 crore rupees, right? 17 crore rupees. And who gives this prize? So Kurt Bergfor Food Planet Prize, the name is named after Kurt Bergfor. We call it Kurt Bergfor Food Planet Prize, is known as the largest environmental award. It was set up in Sweden in 2019, and it is given to that company which significantly reduces the environmental impact of the way we eat today. Sustainable eating. This prize is funded by the Kurt Bergfor Foundation. And these are the past winners since the award was started. And the latest winner in 2024 is the company called NitroCapt, owned by Mr. Gustav. Mr. Gustav. What is the full name of Mr. Gustav? Just in case you want to know. So his full name is Gustav Forsberg. F-O-R-S-B-E-R-G. Mr. Gustav Forsberg. He was given this award. Now one more award I would like to tell you, and you should not get confused. That is why I'm mentioning here, which is the award called World Food Prize. That is completely different. So World Food Prize for 2025 was given to a Brazilian scientist called Mary Angela Hungria. And in this, the prize money is not that much. It is only $5 lakh. So it is 1/4. The prize money is 1/4, you know. And World Food Prize was started by Norman Borlaug, the father of Green Revolution. And this is an international award which is given by the World Food Prize Foundation since 1987. And this organization is based in Iowa. World Food Prize Foundation. Iowa is a place in America. Whereas the prize that I told you just now is called Food Planet Prize, not World Food Prize. And since these are very similar sounding, I hope you will not get confused between the two. According to the recently released data by UNESCO's Global Education Monitoring Team, the global out-of-school population is now estimated to be how many million? Over the 21 million more than the last estimate. So when the last estimate was done by UNESCO, if you compare that with now, there are 21 million more children who are out of school. And what is the number now? How many children now are out of school? The exact number is 272 million, or 27.2 crore children are those who should be in the school, but they are not. They are outside the school. Here you can see in the world there are 272 million who are out of school, 27.2 crore or 272 million. And if you compare it with the last time, the number is 21 million more. Why there are more children? Well, one reason is that Out of the 21 million, 13 million are those because of conflict affected zone. There is conflict going on. So in Yemen, for example, in a lot of countries, war is going on. Because of that, children were out of school. Then there are some complex reasons which are mentioned in the report. For example, Taliban took over the Afghanistan recently in 2021. And since then, Taliban has banned the women education in Afghanistan, in the secondary education. These are also the reasons, and then war and other things. So these are primarily the reason. And which sustainable development goal out of the 17 talks about quality education? It is a sustainable development goal number 4. Sustainable development goal number 4 talks about education. And what is the projection by UNESCO? UNESCO says that, if the sustainable development goal number target 4 is met, if the countries, they meet their target by 2030, then the out of school population will reduce by 165 million. 165 million, which means what? Which means that 165 million more people, more students will enter the schools if the countries meet their target. So let's hope that countries are able to meet their target. And if we do, then 165 million children will be more in the school if we meet our target. Which of the following institute has been designated as a Category A Rinderpest holding facility by World Organization for Animal Health, that is headquartered in Paris, and FAO, that is based in Rome? So which institute is that? This is National Institute of High Security Animal Diseases, which is based in the capital of Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal. It works under ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research. ICAR works under the Ministry of Agriculture. So this is a significant milestone in the animal health in India. There is an institute in Bhopal which is declared as a Category A Rinderpest holding facility. First of all, what is Rinderpest? Rinderpest is also known as cattle plague. It is a disease. It is one of the, in fact, the most destructive diseases, and it was eradicated from the world in 2011. It was globally eradicated in 2011. So it is caused by a virus which is called Rinderpest virus. And any animal that comes in contact with the virus through contaminated food, contaminated water, etc. So symptoms are high fever, mouth ulcer, diarrhea, and rapid death of the animal. Now, this institute, National Institute of High Security Animal Disease, NIHSAD in Bhopal, will do high quality research because the Rinderpest holding facility has been given to this. So this institute will be having the Rinderpest virus containing material, and they will be able to do research on this virus, on this disease. Is that clear? So a very, very important question. Recently, which organization has launched Cyber Suraksha? It's a comprehensive cyber security exercise organized under the aegis of Integrated Defense Staff Headquarters. Cyber Suraksha exercise in India, it has been launched recently to boost the cyber security by Defense Cyber Agency. Defense Cyber Agency. Now look, Defense Cyber Agency, they held this exercise under the patronage of Integrated Defense Staff. Integrated Defense Staff is headquartered in New Delhi. So this exercise concluded on 27th of June, and more than 100 participants were there from national level agencies and stakeholders. So this exercise was designed to simulate the real world cyber threats and reinforce the best practices. Now, what is Defense Cyber Agency? Defense Cyber Agency is an integrated tri-services agency, which means it works for Army, Navy, Air Force. It is headquartered in New Delhi, and it is tasked with handling the military cyber security threats. It was set up, Defense Cyber Agency was set up in 2018. Center for Development of Telematics, that is CDOT, has launched a program called Samarth. It's a cutting-edge incubation program for startups in telecom and ICT, that is Information and Communication Technology sector. Every selected startup under this program will receive a grant of up to how much amount? Fully furnished office space for 6 months at CDOT campus in Delhi and Bengaluru. So what do the startups need? If there is a startup, they need money, they need space. So they will give them fully furnished office space for 6 months. They will host them in their Delhi and Bangalore office, and they will also give them grant up to 5 lakh rupees to support them. The advantage of grant is that in return for this grant, a startup does not have to give any share. So this is a non-equity grant, which means it is like a gift just to support. So in the first phase, they have selected around 18 startups, and then these startups will be given all the things, money up to 5 lakh, office space, etc. So this is the Samarth program. So let me tell you more about it. So Samarth is an incubation program. Incubation means what? Incubation simply means that you are helping a startup with the advisory, with the mentorship, with the money, give them connections, give them technology. Now, what type of startups? So obviously CDOT is the research and development arm of telecom department, that is DOT, Department of Telecom, Ministry of Communication. So these startups should be working in telecom application, cybersecurity, 5G or 6G, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, quantum technology, etc., etc. So currently they are, in the first phase, they are selecting 18 startup, but eventually they want to help 36 startups. And who will implement this program? Implementation will be done by Software Technology Parks of India and the Indus entrepreneurs. They have been selected as the implementation partner. So yes, CDOT is going to give money, but they will be helped by the Indus partner. The Indus partner or TIE is it's a non-profit organization based in California, and Software Technology Park of India is a premier science and tech organization which works under Ministry of Electronics and IT. It is based in New Delhi. So that is how this program will go ahead. Union Minister for Railways has inaugurated India's largest automobile Gati Shakti multi-modal cargo terminal at which location? Multi-modal cargo terminal, India's largest. This one is for automobile. So it has been launched recently in Manesar in Haryana. Now Manesar is near Gurugram. It is a part of the Gurugram. And in Manesar you also have the National Security Guard Training Center. You also have the Brain Research Institute. Manesar is a very important place, right? It's an industrial area. Manesar industrial area. A lot of industries are here. So there is a Maruti Suzuki plant in Manesar. They manufacture their cars here. Now, these cars, once manufactured, they are sent via the cargo trains, the Malgadi or the cargo trains, to different places in India. But the problem is that from the Manesar plant, the nearest railway station is 10 km away. So this problem can be solved how? Very easy. From the Manesar plant till this railway station, which is 10 km away, you start a railway track. So this will provide good connectivity. So directly the railway will be available right at the manufacturing place. So that is what exactly they have done. What they have done is they have created a railway link to the Patli railway station, and Patli railway station is 10 km away from Manesar, and now good connectivity will be here. And by the way, this Patli railway station is a part of Haryana Orbital Rail Corridor. It is a part of Haryana Rail Orbital Corridor, and Haryana Orbital Rail Corridor is 121 km long. Haryana Orbital Rail Corridor. So Haryana Orbital Rail Corridor will connect places like Palwal, Sohna, Manesar, Kharkhoda and Sonipat. So it will go from Palwal to Sonipat. So this 10 km railway link has been constructed at a cost of 800 crore rupees. Out of 800 crore, Haryana government has contributed most of the money, 684 crore, and the remaining amount is funded by Maruti Suzuki. So the good thing now is that there is a railway line directly here. So from there you will be able to transfer the cars to anywhere in the country via railway. This is the India's first automobile and largest automobile Gati Shakti multi-modal cargo terminal. Right? And usually what they do, so Maruti Suzuki, they export also a lot of cars, and they use the Gujarat ports because Gujarat is relatively near to Haryana. So they use the Mundra port, they use the Pipavav port. Pipavav is also a port in Gujarat. So they use these ports. So railway connectivity will be there, and then rail will take them straight to the ports. And then because Patli station is a part of the orbital project, so it has further good connectivity with the ports of India. And how many cars they will be dispatched via the railway? 4.5 lakhs per year. It has a capacity of dispatching 4.5 lakh vehicles at full capacity. So 4.5 lakh vehicles or automobiles per annum will be loaded by this Gati Shakti cargo terminal. One more thing I will add here. So there are some trains which are called MEMU train. Okay, MEMU train. What is MEMU train? MEMU train are basically mainline electric multiple train. And these trains, MEMU train, they are basically main line electric multiple unit train, but they are short. Like, I mean, currently they are manufactured with only 8 or 12 coaches. Okay, electric trains, 8 or 12 coaches. Now there will be 16 and 20 coaches MEMU trains that will be manufactured, and this will be manufactured in a place called Kazipet. And Kazipet is a place in Telangana. So this was also announced by the Railway Minister of India. And he said that we will manufacture 100 trains, and these trains will have either 16 coaches or 20 coaches. So they will be much bigger than the conventional 8 or 12 trains, right? So, and PM Gati Shakti master plan was launched in 2021 October by Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi. In PM Gati Shakti, we are focusing on railways, roads, ports, waterways, airports, mass transports, and logistics infrastructure. All of these things we are cooperating on. Now, India completed 50 years of crocodile conservation project, which was launched at which place? With the support from United Nations Development Program and Food and Agriculture Organization. So crocodile, how many types of crocodile are found in India? There are 3 types of crocodile which are found in India. Now this crocodile, can you see? This is called saltwater crocodile. It is also called as estuarine crocodile, and it is the largest crocodile in the world. And it is found mainly in the Bhitarkanika National Park in Odisha. So it is at Bhitarkanika National Park we started the crocodile conservation project in 1975. And now this is 2025, so we have completed 50 glorious years. So you can see there are 3 types of crocodile which are found in India. Ghadial. Ghadial is very easily identifiable because it has a long beak that it uses to eat fish, etc. It is critically endangered. Saltwater crocodile, which is least concern IUCN status, and Magar crocodile. And I have seen personally Ghadial and Magar many times. I have not seen saltwater crocodile yet. So Magar is vulnerable. So this project was launched in Bhitarkanika National Park with the support of United Nations Development Program, which is based in New York, and Food and Agriculture Organization, which is based in Rome. It was launched on 1st April 1975. And then basically, let me tell you more about it. So in 1974, there was a renowned herpetologist. Herpetologist is a scientist who studies reptiles. His name was H.R. Bustard. He said that the crocodile population in India is on the brink of extinction. That is when in 1975 this program was started. And then we started incubation and rearing centers. For Ghadial, we set up a incubation and rearing center at Tikarpada in Angul on the Mahanadi river. And for saltwater crocodile, we set it up in Dangmal in Bhitarkanika, which is in Kendrapada. Now, Odisha is the only state in India that has the conservation center for all the 3 crocodile. So Tikarpada for Ghadial, Dangamal for saltwater crocodile, and Ram Tirth in Mayurbhanj for Magar. And India has 80% of the Ghadial population of the world. There are approximately 3,000 Ghadials in India, and Ghadials are found in, you can find them in National Chambal Sanctuary, Katarnia Ghat Wildlife Sanctuary, Gandak River, Corbett Tiger Reserve, and Son Ghadial Sanctuary, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Saltwater crocodile, you can find, there are approximately 2,500 saltwater crocodiles in India. You can mainly find in Bhitarkanika. You can also find them in Andaman Nicobar. And the Magar crocodile, the population is estimated to be around 8 to 10,000. And also, in India, we have the crocodile incubation centers. Even in Kukrel is a place in Lucknow. That is the place where crocodiles are kept. And even in Katarnia Ghat, as you can see here, Katarnia Ghat Wildlife Sanctuary, also you will find crocodile along the Gerua River. And in Odisha, saltwater crocodile you can also find in Satkosia. Satkosia, is a tiger reserve. So there also you can find the saltwater crocodile, not just in Bhitarkanika. And when do we celebrate the World Crocodile Day? We celebrate the World Crocodile Day on 17th of June every year to raise the awareness about the crocodile conservation. And which organization is celebrating the World Crocodile Day. So this is an organization which is based in America. It is called Belize Zoo. Belize Zoo. This is a zoo in America. So it's a Belize Zoo. And there is another organization called Crocodile Research Coalition. Crocodile Research Coalition is also headquartered in Belize in America. So they are celebrating the World Crocodile Day. And World Crocodile Day was launched by Crocodile Research Coalition in 2017. 2017. The first assembly of International Big Cat Alliance was held in New Delhi. The assembly unanimously endorsed which of the following individuals as the president of IBCA? So who will become the president of International Big Cat Alliance? Very, very important question. He is the India's Environment Minister, Bhupender Yadav. Mr. Bhupender Yadav. Now, what is IBCA? So, International Big Cat Alliance is to protect 7 types of big cats: tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar, and puma. Now, jaguar and puma are not found in India. Other 5 are found in India. Tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, and cheetah, they are found in India. Cheetah because cheetah has been reintroduced at the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. So Bhupender Yadav will be the president of IBCA. And who will be the director general? SP Yadav. SP Yadav will be the director general. So don't get confused between president and director general. Now, this IBCA, the Big Cat Alliance, International Big Cat Alliance, it was formed when? So it was set up by the government of India. The nodal organization for Big Cat Alliance is the National Tiger Conservation Authority, and NTCA works under the Ministry of Environment. So IBCA was set up in March 2024, and currently 95 countries are a member of this organization. 95 range country. Range country means 95 are those countries which has at least one of the 7 big cats. And the headquarter of IBCA will be in New Delhi. Even the secretariat of IBCA will be in New Delhi. Now, Government of India has given money also. So, Government of India, they have given 150 crore rupees to IBCA for building infrastructure and for recurring expenditure, etc. And this money will be used from 2023-24 all the way till 2028-29, 150 crore. And when was IBCA announced? IBCA was announced by Pradhan Mantri Modi on 9th of April 2023 from Mysuru on the occasion of completion of 50 years of Project Tiger, because Project Tiger was started by Indira Gandhi in 1973. So that time IBCA was announced by PM Modi, but finally IBCA was established in March 2024. IBCA was established by the Government of India in March 2024, but it was announced for the first time on 9th of April 2023. And it became an intergovernmental organization. It became an intergovernmental organization in 2025. Intergovernmental means its membership was made open to multiple countries. Who among the following emerged as the richest woman business owner as per the 360 One Wealth Creators List 2025? So she is Isha Ambani. Isha Ambani, let me show you the list. You can see Anant Mukesh Ambani is number 1, Akash Mukesh Ambani is number 2, and Isha Mukesh Ambani is number 3. And then you have Vinod Bhai Adani at 4th position and Gautam Bhai Adani at 5th position. And who is the youngest wealth creator in this list? Shashwat Nakrani of BharatPe. Shashwat Nakrani of BharatPe, right? So this is a list which was released recently, and this list was released by whom? So this is 361 Wealth list. Basically, it was released recently by CRISIL and 361 Wealth. 361 Wealth. 361 Wealth is an asset management company of India based in Mumbai, and CRISIL is a credit rating agency which is a subsidiary of Standard & Poor. It is again based in Mumbai. So these are the richest. Here you can see the richest companies. Tata Group is the richest, 12.78 lakh crore. Reliance is second, 11.7 lakh crore. Adani is third, 11.5 lakh crore. Then you have Bharti Airtel, 4.5 lakh crore, and Shapoorji Group, 2.93 lakh crore. So these are the richest groups in India. Recently, Ministry of Tribal Affairs has launched Dharti Aaba Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan, which is aimed at inclusive development and tribal empowerment. Now, this initiative is rolled out from which date to which date, and this initiative will be rolled out in 549 tribal dominated districts and 207 particularly vulnerable tribal group districts. There are 75 tribes in India which are called particularly vulnerable tribes. So there are 207 those districts where these PBTG live, and there are 549 districts in India which are tribal dominated, and it will cover more than 1 lakh villages and habitations. So it will run from 15th of June to 30th of June. It is called Dharti Aaba Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan. What is the meaning of Dharti Aaba? So Bhagwan Birsa Munda was fondly called as Dharti Aaba, whose birthday we celebrate on 15th of November as the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas or Tribal Pride Day. And we are celebrating 150th anniversary of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. So this campaign will be for empowerment of tribals, inclusive development. And this campaign will be a part of Dharti Aaba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. So if you remember, on 2nd October 2024, Pradhan Mantri Modi launched Dharti Aaba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan from Hazaribagh, and total money that was spent was 79,000 crore, and this is to address the critical gaps in social infrastructure, health, education, etc. in 63,843 tribal villages. 63,843 tribal villages. This campaign, Dharti Aaba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan, will benefit more than 5 crore tribal people in 549 districts in 30 states and union territories. And what will they do in this campaign? They will focus on 25 interventions across 17 ministries and department of the government of India. So 25 services they will provide, like education, healthcare, etc., etc. Right? So this campaign, which I told you, Dharti Aaba Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan, is like a subset of Dharti Aaba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan and PM Janman. What is PM Janman? So PM Janman is Pradhan Mantri Janjati Adivasi Nyay Mahabhiyan, PM Janman. So this campaign will work under the broader framework of Pradhan Mantri Janman and Dharti Aaba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. Now about PM Janman, I would like to tell you. So PM Janman basically was launched. PM Janman was launched in 2023 on 15th of November. Same day that we celebrate 15th November as the Jharkhand Foundation Day, Jharkhand Statehood Day. Jharkhand was created on that day in 2000, separate state from Bihar, and that is also the birthday of Bhagwan Birsa Munda or Dharti Aaba. So in PM Janman also, we are focusing on 75 particularly vulnerable tribal groups across 18 states and Andaman Nicobar. And again, this is by Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Total budgetary allocation for PM Janman was 24,104 crore. And there are 11 interventions like housing, drinking water, healthcare, education, etc., etc. So this particular Abhiyan for 15 days will, you can say, will be a part of PM Janman and Dharti Aaba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, which is located in Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, has released its latest yearbook for 2025, Armaments, Disarmament and International Security. So according to this, which country has the largest nuclear warheads? 5,459 nuclear warheads. Nuclear warheads, you can say nuclear bomb. You can use these words interchangeably. So Russia is the answer. Russia has the most number of nuclear bombs. Here you can see, if you see the total inventory of Russia now in 2025, 5,459, much more than America. America has 5,177. China has 600, the third largest. You can see France has 290, fourth largest. Britain has 225, fifth largest. And then you can see India has 180 and Pakistan has 170. So India has the sixth largest stock of nuclear warheads. According to this report, there are 9 countries in the world which have nuclear bombs. Now there are some countries which are not verified. For example, Israel, nobody knows whether they actually have or not. And North Korea, I mean, assessment is very difficult because it's a very secretive country. It's a very secretive country. Now, what other things were said, by the way, in this report? Well, this report said that arms revenue, the arms revenues of the 100 largest arms producing company reached $632 billion in 2023. So 100 biggest companies of the world, they sold weapons, arms worth $632 billion. And of course, out of these 100 companies, 41 are American companies, and out of 632 billion, their share was $317 billion, or half. So America, of course, by far is the largest seller of the arms. And out of 100 biggest arms manufacturing companies, 41 are American. 41 are American, right? And the top 5 countries, America, France, Russia, China, and Germany, they accounted for 71% of the total arms exports. 71% of the total arms exports, right? And this, I am giving you the data of 5 years from 2020 to 2024. Now, what about the importers? So from 2020 to 2024, in these 5 years, Ukraine was the largest importer, and second was India. Third was Qatar. And the top 5 importers are Ukraine, India, Qatar, Saudi Arab, and Pakistan. And these 5 countries, Ukraine is 1, India is 2nd, Qatar is 3rd, Pakistan is 5th, and Saudi Arabia is 4th. Now, if you see these 5 countries together, they account for 35% of the total imports of arms. And Stockholm International Peace Research Institute was set up in 1966. So Ukraine was the world's largest importer, and India was the second largest importer, and exporter, of course, was America. Largest exporter was America. America was number 1, France was number 2, and Russia was number 3. Which of the following state has become the first in India to adopt e-voting system for urban body polls? The answer is Bihar. Now in Bihar, elections are coming up, the Legislative Assembly or the Vidhan Sabha elections, to determine who will be the next Chief Minister of Bihar. So they are coming up. And Bihar State Election Commission has decided to roll out e-voting system. What is e-voting? E-voting is you can vote from the comfort of your home, from your mobile phone, Android-based mobile app is there. So Bihar will be India's first state to adopt this revolutionary change. And it will start from their municipal and urban body polls, which were on 28th of June. So e-voting process will happen through 2 mobile apps. Now, one mobile app is called e-voting SEC BHR, that is e-voting State Election Commission of Bihar, and the second app is called Bihar SEC's, Bihar State Elections Commission's official voting app, which is made by Bihar State Election Commission. E-voting SEC BHR is an app which is made by CDAC, which works under the Ministry of Electronics and IT. And these apps are very secure. They have a blockchain platform. They have a face scan, face match, liveness detection, face comparison. So voting will be completely tamper proof. It will especially benefit the migrant laborers, the migrant voters. For example, if there is a person from Bihar but he is working in Maharashtra, so he doesn't have to come to his hometown to vote, he can vote from the mobile app. The young people, the pregnant women, old elderly people, senior citizen, terminally ill people, it will help them. It will increase the voter turnout and make elections more inclusive. The Election Commission of India is working on these innovative things. I remember last year, in Madhya Pradesh, there is a village called Ratua Ratanpur Gram Panchayat. The elections happened here, and this was the first time in India that paperless voting was done. India's first paperless voting was done in the Gram Panchayat by-elections in Ratua Ratanpur Gram Panchayat in Madhya Pradesh, in Bhopal district, right? Capital. So these are innovative things, and let's hope that these make the process better. Which of the following institute has launched the global initiative called Yoga Bandhan to celebrate the International Day of Yoga, which was celebrated on 21st of June at Vishakhapatnam? The main event happened there. So this is Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, which is located in New Delhi, and this institute works under the Ministry of Ayush. So they celebrated Yoga Bandhan event. And what was the theme of International Day of Yoga? Yoga for One Earth, One Health. Yoga for One Earth, One Health. And International Yoga Day was celebrated for the first time in 2015. 2015. So Yoga Bandhan is like a platform to strengthen institution partnerships and showcase India's leadership in yoga. And this institute, Morarji Desai Institute of Yoga, was set up in 1998. 1998. In fact, Ayush Ministry recently hosted a summit also called Yoga Connect, which was on 14th of June in New Delhi. 14th of June in New Delhi. It was organized by Central Council for Research in Yoga and Naturopathy, which works under the Ministry of Ayush. Ministry of Ayush. Also, 23rd of September will be celebrated as National Ayurveda Day every year now. This day has been fixed. Which of the following bank has launched India's first cyber security operations center, which is called Sahakar Suraksha? Which is called Sahakar Suraksha. Which bank is this? This is the Maharashtra State Cooperative Bank. You can also call it simply MSC Bank. You can call it MSC Bank. So it has launched it. And why it has been launched? Well, it has been launched to basically keeping in mind the cyber security requirements. And cyber security requirements are also there for Cooperative Bank. So they have partnered with a private company called Square Tech IT Solutions. Square Tech IT Solution Private Limited, which is a cyber security company based in Mumbai, and they have spent 50 crore in setting up Sahakar Suraksha. Sahakar Suraksha. Sahakar Suraksha is what? It is a cyber security operations center. Cyber security operations center. Now, this cyber security operations center will serve 31 district central cooperative banks in Maharashtra. 31 district central cooperative banks in Maharashtra. And don't get confused between Sahakar Suraksha and Cyber Suraksha. So Cyber Suraksha is a comprehensive cyber security exercise which was organized by the Defense Cyber Agency under the headquarters of Integrated Defense Staff in New Delhi recently, and which has recently become the 50th scheduled cooperative bank of India. It is Vishweshwar Sahakari Bank. Vishweshwar Sahakari Bank based in Mumbai. It has recently become a scheduled bank, and it is the 50th cooperative bank in India to become scheduled. United Nations General Assembly, they have designated which date as the International Day Against Unilateral Coercive Measures. Very, very important question, because this day will be celebrated for the first time. 4th of December this year will be celebrated as the first time on December 4. It will be celebrated for the first time as International Day Against Unilateral Coercive Measure. Unilateral Coercive Measure. So this will raise awareness of the harmful impact of unilateral coercive measure. What is the meaning of unilateral coercive measure? Basically, it wants all the countries to stop using unilateral economic, financial or trade measure that violate international laws. You can't do something on your own. You have to trust, you have to cooperate with the international laws. Don't force anything. So these are called unilateral coercive measure. Universal coercive measure. Also, let me tell you that 10th of June has been designated by United Nations General Assembly as the International Day of Dialogue Among Civilizations. 10th of June, and it was celebrated for the first time in 2025. Government of India has marked which anniversary of Digital India Initiative, highlighting significant development in India because of this scheme. So answer is 10 years. The answer is we have completed 10 years of Digital India Initiative. Now, Digital India Initiative was launched when? It was launched on 1st of July 2015, and now we have 1st of July 2025. So it was launched by Pradhan Mantri Modi to transform India into a digitally empowered society and a digital economy. Now, if you talk about the digital economy, then of our entire national income in financial year 23, digital economy contributed 11.74%. 11.74% to our national income in financial year 23. In financial year 23. And because of Digital India, there is a lot of digital empowerment of citizens also through the digital public infrastructure. And Digital India Initiative is coordinated by which ministry? Ministry of Electronics and IT. Mainly it is the Ministry of Electronics and IT. So what are the achievements of Digital India? Look at the telephone connections in India. They increased from 93.3 crore to 120 crore plus till April 2025. Total number of internet connections, look at this. In 10 years, from 25 crore now to 96, almost 97 crore. Almost 97 crore. And out of 6.4 lakh villages in India, now 6.15 lakh villages, they have at least 4G mobile connectivity. At least. And 99.6% districts of India, they have 5G connectivity. 5G services are enabled. And BharatNet scheme is providing high-speed internet to 2.18 lakh gram panchayats. UPI transactions, the number, 46 crore people in India, they use UPI. And 65 million, 6.5 crore merchants, they use UPI. UPI is now expanding to countries like UAE, Singapore, Bhutan, Nepal, Mauritius, and even France. Direct benefit transfer is possible because of Digital India. It removed fake beneficiaries. Open Network for Digital Commerce, which is the government's version of e-commerce. ONDC is run by the Ministry of Commerce. Government e-marketplace is also run by the Ministry of Commerce. So these are all the examples of the progress that we have made in India through Digital India. Even, for example, Karam Yogi Bharat, IGOT platform, which is used to train IAS officers under the mission Karam Yogi, DigiLocker, which was launched in 2015, Umang app, which provides more than 2000 different types of government services, Bhashini, which gives translation services. It supports more than 35 languages, So all of this is made possible because of Digital India. Because of Digital India. Arnala. Arnala is the first anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft. It has been commissioned finally into the Eastern Naval Command. Eastern Naval Command is headquartered in Visakhapatnam. The ship has been designed and constructed by Garden Ridge Shipbuilder and Engineer in collaboration with which company? So Arnala is a joint shipbuilding between Larsen and Toubro. So main builder is Garden Ridge Shipbuilder and Engineer, and they are supported by Larsen and Toubro. Now, it is first of the 16 anti-submarine shallow watercraft that will be commissioned into the Indian Navy. You can see we have Arnala class and then we have the Mahe class. So in Arnala class, you have Arnala first in the series, Anjdeep, Amini, Abhay, Agre, Androth and Akshay. And then you have the Mahe class, Mahe, Malvan, Mangrol, Malpe, Mulki, Magdala and Machilipatnam. So multiple ships actually. Arnala is named after the Arnala fort, which is in Vasai in Maharashtra. And it was used by the Maratha kings. So it is an anti-submarine shallow water craft, right? It will strengthen our coastal defense. Now, all of these Mahe class ships, they are built by Cochin Shipyard. And these Arnala class ships are made by Garden Ridge Shipbuilder in collaboration with Larsen and Toubro. Larsen and Toubro. And 8 ships will be built by them together and 8 will be built by Cochin Shipyard. Total there are 16. They have named some. This is the series. Some are not named. For example, Machilipatnam is the 7th in the series. 8th one they have not named so far. And this ship, it was launched, Arnala was launched at the Kattupalli Shipyard. Because Kattupalli Shipyard is owned by Larsen and Toubro, but it will be used by the Eastern Naval Command. It will be used by the Eastern Naval Command. Very, very important question. Which of the following country has successfully launched Zhang Heng 102 to enhance country's integrated space air ground monitoring system for early warning and observation of major natural disasters like earthquake, tsunami, volcano eruption, etc. So essentially, it will track the disaster management profile of the country. The answer is China. The answer is China. And this is basically the satellite which is also known as China Seismo Electromagnetic Satellite or CSES-2. So it was launched recently from the Long March rocket, and it is named after the Chinese scientist Zhang Heng. Zhang Heng. He is the person who invented the world's first seismoscope. A seismoscope is used to study the earthquakes. So this satellite is named after him. It has a mission life of 6 years. 6 years. It will work closely in coordination with the Zhangheng 101 satellite, which was launched in 2018. And this project is a joint project between China and Italy. China and Italy. Now, Italy, they have named this project as Limadu, whereas China calls it Zhangheng. What is Limadu? So Limadu, basically he was a Italian priest, Italian priest. So they have named it after him. They have named it after him. Here, I would also like to tell you that Chinese scientists, they have recently, discovered the world's first non-binary AI chip that uses HSN number. It was done by the Bihang University in Beijing. So there is 0, there is 1, and there is a number that will be based on probability. HSN number, we call it hybrid stochastic number. Hybrid stochastic number. So this is the world's first non-binary AI chip launched by China recently. And China has also launched the world's first fission fusion nuclear plant, which is called Xinghuo. The name is Xinghuo. Xinghuo. Who among the following has been formally awarded a knighthood by King Charles III during the monarch's annual birthday celebration? Knighthood means that in front of his name, the Sir title will be used. He is Sir David Beckham, the legendary football player who used to play for Manchester United Football Club and England team. He was the captain of the England football team. So he is the main one. Apart from that, other people are also there, like Gary Oldman, the famous actor, musician Roger Daltrey. But among the famous ones, you can remember just him. So if anyone is given a knighthood or a damehood, if it is a woman, we call it damehood. If it is a guy, we call it knighthood. So if damehood is given, then they use the word lady in front of her name. So David Beckham is the answer. And let me also tell you here that Britain Secret Intelligence Service is called MI6. And for the first time, MI6 president will be a female. Her name is Blaise Machiavelli. Blaise Machiavelli is her name. It is the name of the first president of MI6, female president of MI6, and Britain will host the 2035 FIFA Women's World Cup. 2035 FIFA Women's World Cup will take place in Britain. Which of the following state or union territory has been adjudged as the best performing state in school education in the Ministry of Education's latest performance of school education indicator, which is called the Performance Grading Index? It has come out for the second time, and it has come out for the year 2023-24, academic year 2023-24. So the best state or union territory in India where the school education is the best is Chandigarh. Chandigarh was declared the best performer, and the worst performer was Meghalaya. The worst schools in India are in Meghalaya. So there is basically a score. You can see here, if you get a score out of 1000, okay? If your score is between 941 and 1000, you get the highest category, Daksh. So if there is a state or union territory which gets a score of 881 to 940, it is Utkarsh. 821 to 880, Ati Uttam. Then we have Uttam. You can see that not even a single state or union territory in India, not even a single state or union territory is in the first 4 category. Then the next category is Procheshtha 1, in which we have Chandigarh. And the score of Chandigarh is between 701 to 760. So Chandigarh score was 703. So it just qualified into Procheshtha 1. Then in Procheshtha 2, again, we don't have any state or union territory. And then in Procheshtha 3, we have other states like Punjab, Delhi, Gujarat, etc., etc. Their scores are between 581 to 640. Meghalaya's score was the lowest. It occupies the lowest category called Akankshi 3. The score of Meghalaya was a very poor 417.9. 417.9. Now, if they ask you which state, so you can see there are so many states in this category, but the best was Punjab. So Punjab's score was 631.1, and then we have Delhi. Delhi's score was 623. So the best schools of India are in Chandigarh, then Punjab, and then Delhi. In fact, I remember clearly that this from performance grading index 1, there was a question that was asked 2 years back. So this is only the second time that it has been released. Is that clear? And do remember at least the first 2-3 categories. What is the name? And Chandigarh has the best schools in India, and Punjab has the best schools in India. Depends on whether you're asking a state or a union territory. Now, another very important thing. I told you that the score comes out of 1000. So which all indicators are there? So here you can see the indicators are divided into two parts, the outcomes and the governance management. So performance grading index, by the way, it was launched in 2017, and then it was revamped to PGI2 in 2021. So to be honest, there are 73 indicators. As you can see, there are 73 indicators which are grouped into two categories, outcomes and governance and management, and these categories are divided into 6 domains: learning outcomes and quality, access, infrastructure and facilities, equity, governance processes, and teacher education and training. So these are the domains on which it is judged. Right? And performance grading index, now a very important thing, performance grading index is by which ministry? So performance grading index is done by the Ministry of Education. It is released by the Ministry of Education, right? India has announced the launching of an operation to evacuate the Indian nationals who were stranded in Iran, because there was a fear of Iran versus Israel full-blown war. Even America started hitting Iran. So what was that operation called? To rescue the Indian students and Indians who were studying in Iran, it is called Operation Sindhu, named after the Indus River. Indus River is called Sindhu. So via Armenia, they returned to Delhi. They first went from Iran to Armenia, and then so basically Iran's neighbor is Armenia. So they went by road from Iran to Armenia's capital Yerevan, and then from Armenia's capital Yerevan they came back to India. So more than 10,000 Indians are living in Iran, out of which 6,000 are students. Out of 10,000 Indians in Iran, 6,000 are students. And what was the name of the operation that Iran launched against Israel? That was called Operation True Promise 3. Operation True Promise 3. That was the code name. And what was the name of the operation that Israel did against Iran? That was called Operation Rising Lion. Operation Rising Lion. Is that clear? And of course, when Iran was hit by Israel, it was hit at places like Fordo, places like Natanz, where there could be nuclear bomb, Piran Sheher, Ardak, Arak, Isfahan. I mean, all these places were stuck. All those places were stuck. Sahitya Academy has announced the names of 24 writers for the Bal Sahitya Puraskar. Who among the following has been named the winner of Bal Sahitya Puraskar for his or her book of stories in English? Dakshin, South Indian Myths and Fables Retold. South Indian Myths and Fables Retold. So first of all, what is Bal Sahitya? Children's books are called Bal Sahitya. So Bal Sahitya Award is not for children. It is given to those adult writers who write for children, right? And look, Sahitya Academy Award, whether it is Sahitya Academy Award or whether it is Bal Sahitya, which is given by Sahitya Academy, both of them are given in 24 languages, out of which 22 languages are in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India, and 2 more. Which are these 2 more? English and Rajasthani. So these are the 24 languages for which Sahitya Academy gives Bal Sahitya Puraskar. So you can remember only for English and Hindi, right? So Nitin Kushalappa MP, he was the winner for the Bal Sahitya Puraskar in the English, for English. What about for Hindi? So there is a book called 1/12, 1 divided by 12, 1/12, 1 by 12. In Hindi, 1/12, written by Sushil Shukla. And you can see for other languages also the winners, depending on which state exams you are preparing for. Now, Sahitya Academy is India's National Academy of Letters. It was founded in 1954, and it is an organization which is dedicated to the promotion of literature in the languages of India. In the languages of India, Sahitya Academy, right? So, and the winner of the Bal Sahitya Puruskar gets 50,000 rupees cash award. And look, the book should be published in the last 5 years. So this award is given to those books which are published during the 5 years immediately preceding year of the award. So for this time, when they chose the winners, they chose the winners who wrote these books. Now all of these books had to be written between 1st January 2019 and 31st December 2023. 31st December 2023. So do remember for Hindi and English, and I think that should be good enough. Now if they ask you that Sahitya Academy, it works under which ministry, then what will you say? It works under the Ministry of Culture. It works under the Ministry of Culture. Also under the Ministry of Culture, we have a Prime Minister's Museum and Library, and who has recently become the director of the Prime Minister's Museum and Library? The answer is Ashwani Lohani, the former chairman of Air India and the former chairman of the Railway Board of India. Ashwani Lohani is now the director of Prime Minister's Museum and Library, which is located in Delhi and which also works under the Ministry of Culture. Which also works under the Ministry of Culture. Is that clear? Which of the following university has become the first university from Scotland to receive the approval for setting up a branch campus in India? Scotland is in Britain. It is a part of UK, Scotland, right? Very famous for wines, for example. University of Aberdeen is the answer. Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland. So they will set up their campus in Mumbai. It will start in 2026. So University of Aberdeen is setting up its campus in India. Now, which was the first university to set up its campus in India? Foreign university, the answer is University of Deakin, which is in Australia. And which was the first university to set up its campus in India as per the UGC guidelines? The answer is University of Southampton, which is a university in England, in Britain. University in England, in Britain. And recently, 5 more universities have got the approval from UGC to set up their campus in India. That is Illinois Institute of Technology, University of Liverpool, Victoria University, Western Sydney University, and IED University of Milan. Which of the following state cabinet has declared 2025 to 2035, this 10-year period, as the decade of hydropower to harness 58,000 megawatt of electricity? The answer is Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh has huge potential for hydropower projects. They want to generate 58,000 megawatt of hydropower of electricity from hydropower in this 10-year time. And Arunachal has signed a lot of agreements with different power developer companies, under which Arunachal will receive 12% free power from every hydroelectric plant, right? So there will be a lot of investment also. In fact, already out of 58 gigawatt, 58,000 megawatt is 58 gigawatt, around 19 gigawatt is already in construction in Arunachal. And a lot of investment is coming. Approximately 2 lakh crore of investment is being received by Arunachal Pradesh. Also in Arunachal Pradesh, there is a place called Dirang, which is in West Kameng district of Arunachal. What is happening here? So the Center for Earth Sciences and Himalayan Studies in Itanagar, it is setting up India's first geothermal production well, India's first geothermal energy project in Dirang, in association with Norway. So Norway is helping this institute. It is located in Itanagar. So this project is supported by the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Which animation film has brought international acclaim to Indian animation by winning the jury award for best commissioned film at the Annecy International Animation Festival in France? Annecy International Festival is one of the most prestigious festivals for the animation movies, and it is called Desi Oon. Oon is what? It is wool. WOOL, wool is called Oon. Desi Oon or indigenous wool. So this animation movie won the jury award for best commissioned film. And this movie is directed by Mr. Suresh Ariat. He is a renowned animator. Mr. Suresh Ariat, right? And let me tell you that there is another film festival which happened in Switzerland recently, which was called Locarno Film Festival. I will tell you more about it. So you can see here different awards that were given for different movies, but I don't think they will ask Only Desi own movie is important. NSE Film Festival is very old, you know. It was started in 1960, and since 1998 it takes place every year. It takes place in the city of NSE, and also UNESCO. It is affiliated with UNESCO. It is affiliated with UNESCO. Now, Locarno Film Festival will take place in August in Switzerland, and there is an award called Honorary Leopard Award, which was given to the American director Alexander Payne, which is called Honorary Leopard Award, and the best film award is called Golden Leopard, but that has not been given so far. That once the festival starts, they will give the award. A Different Kind of Power. This book has been written by whom? It is a book written by Jacinda Ardern. She is the former Prime Minister of New Zealand. Former Prime Minister of New Zealand. Recently, who created history by becoming the first Indian-sponsored team to win the rapid section of the 2025 FIDE World Rapid and Blitz Team Championship? So, who has won the this championship? It is Team MGD1. So this is basically MGD1 is the team of chess management and investment firm MGD1, which is based in Pune. So they became the first Indian sponsored team to win the rapid section of FIDE World Blitz and Rapid Team Championship, which was held in London. And the main player in this team was Arjun Erigaisi. Right? Arjun Erigaisi, who is a very good chess player from India. The chess official body is called FIDE, and it is headquartered in Lausanne in Switzerland. What is India's rank in the Global Energy Transition Index, which was published by the World Economic Forum? Now, World Economic Forum is based in Cologne in Geneva in Switzerland. It is a global policy think tank. And Energy Transition Index shows the effort the countries are making in switching to renewable and the modern sources of energy like nuclear energy, hydropower, solar power, etc. India is at a respectable 71st position. And this report was given by World Economic Forum in collaboration with a consulting company called Accenture. So they both gave it, right? Now, the problem is that last year we were 63rd and we have dropped by 8 positions. So with this year we are 71. Which is the number one country? You can see Sweden is number 1 and Finland is number 2, Denmark is number 3, Norway is at 4th position. So it is the Nordic countries, the Scandinavian countries which are leading the pack. A surprise entry is Latvia. Latvia is at 7th position, right? So Latvia is a surprise because it has shown tremendous improvement, right? It has shown tremendous improvement. Now, why was Latvia in news recently? Do you want to challenge yourself? So Latvia has recently become the member of United Nations Security Council, non-permanent member for the first time. You know that in United Nations Security Council, there are 5 permanent members and there are 10 non-permanent members who are elected for 2 years. So Latvia has been elected as a United Nations Security Council member, non-permanent member for the first time ever. And that is why it was in news recently. Now, which country is not making any great effort? So it is Democratic Republic of Congo. This country was earlier known as Zaire. It is an African country. The last rank 118 was given to Democratic Republic of Congo. It was ranked at the bottom with a score of 42.4. 42.4, right? Now, what does this report say? So here you can see India is at 71st position. Our score was 53.3. Last year we were 63. We have dropped by 8 positions. So what does this report say? I mean, in a nutshell. Well, in a nutshell, you can see that China. So China has achieved its highest rank ever. You know, because China has made a lot of innovation, major clean energy investment, and China has, it has topped the rankings in Asia, right? So America, if you see, America is at 17th position. 17th position. Now, one country that surprised everyone was Nigeria. It has shown so much improvement. It is now at 61st position. And Pakistan was ranked at 101st position. Now, I know I should not bring up Pakistan here but then, everyone is interested to know how Pakistan is doing. That is why I've told you, right? So This index takes into account a lot of things like energy access, clean energy policies, the governance, the transition readiness, system performance, all these things it takes into account. And if you want to talk about our neighbor, then Bangladesh was at 86th position and Nepal was 104. Now broadly, Global Energy Transition Index has two components. One is system performance, which has a 60% weightage, and second is the transition readiness. How ready are we to transition? That has a 40% weightage. 40% weightage. So what comes under system performance? System performance basically takes into account a country's energy system across three dimensions: equity, security, and sustainability. And then transition readiness takes into account the enabling factors, the political commitments, finance, investment, innovation, infrastructure, education, human capital, all these things. And total, there are 46 indicators. 46 indicators, and a score is from 0 to 100. Now, by the way, World Economic Forum also gave a brilliant index called Global Gender Gap Index, in which India was ranked 131st, and Iceland topped the index for 16th year in a row. Astonishing. 16th year in a row. Now, the global gender gap, 68.8% is covered. So, but we still need to cover 31.2% of gender gap. The problem is that it will take a long time. How much time it will take? So their calculations show that to close the gender gap, it will take 123 years at the current rate. And and that is a problem. That is a huge problem. Who among the following has been awarded the Sahitya Academy Yuva Puruskaram 2025? Now, Sahitya Academy is India's National Academy of Letters, and it works under the Ministry of Culture. Sahitya Academy. Recently, Sahitya Academy also gave the Bal Sahitya Awards to 24 writers. Bal Sahitya Awards are given to those writers who write the books for children who are between the age of 9 to 16 years. Primarily aimed at them, and it has a cash prize of 50,000 rupees each. Now, what about this Yuva Puruskaram? So, Yuva Puruskar, again, it was given by Sahitya Academy, and for the book called Fir Ugna. Fir Ugna means rise again. It was given to Parvati, Turkey. So, I'm asking you the Hindi language winner. Okay. Now, this is the entire list. And by the way, this time 23 authors were given the prize, because for Dogri language, it was not given. Maybe they will give it at a later date, but for now, it was given to 23 authors. So for how many languages the Yuva Puruskar is given? Sahitya Academy Yuva Puruskar is given for 24 languages. 22 languages are in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India, plus Rajasthani, plus English. So it becomes 24. But under these 22 languages, Dogri is also there. And this year award was not given, for Dogri. Now let me tell you about the Yuva Puruskar. So Yuva Puruskar was started, it is relatively a new award. So it was started in 2011, and it is given to a young writer. The age of the writer should not be more than 35 years. That is why it is called Yuva Puruskar. It is given to a young writer. And again, 50,000 rupees cash award and a copper plaque, engraved copper plaque is given. So the book can be in any 24 languages. And so this award is relatively latest. Okay. Now, insofar as exam is concerned, you need to know English and Hindi. Or if you are preparing for any state exam, then you can check your state. For example, if you are preparing for Assam PSC exam, then you should know who won it in Assamese language. Otherwise, just know for English and Hindi. So Hindi, Fir Ugna, poetry book written by Parvati, Turkey. And for English, Siddharth. Siddharth is the childhood name of Lord Buddha. The boy who became the Buddha is a novel written by Advait Kotari. Advait Kotari. Is that clear? Reserve Bank of India has developed the Supervisory Data Quality Index to assess the quality of data which is submitted by the scheduled commercial banks. Now, according to the latest data, the Supervisory Data Quality Index of the scheduled commercial banks has improved to what at the end of financial year 25 if you compare it with the end of financial year 24. So look, scheduled commercial banks, they submit data to the RBI, right? Based on that, RBI, assesses the situation of the scheduled commercial bank. So the quality of data which is submitted by the scheduled commercial banks to the RBI has to be top notch. So this index shows how much was the quality of data improving compared to the previous year. So our score was 88.6, this supervisory data quality index score, and it has improved to 89.3, which shows that there is a certain improvement. So the score SDQI, supervisory data quality index score, of more than 90 is considered good. Between 80 to 90 is considered acceptable. So this time the score was acceptable. Last year also it was acceptable, but obviously we need to take it above 90. If it is between 70 to 80, it needs improvement. And if it is less than 70, then it shows major concerns. Now this, how does RBI get to know whether the data quality is good or not? So there are 4 criteria: accuracy, timeliness of data, completeness of data, and consistency of data. And this index, supervisory data quality index, is useful because it helps the RBI to assess the financial health of the commercial bank. And look, the scores are computed not just for the scheduled commercial banks as a whole, but for public sector banks, private sector banks, foreign banks, small finance bank. So the scores are given separately also for the same, right? And again, you have to know the 4 criteria for MCQ: accuracy, timeliness, completeness, and consistency. So this much is good enough for now. And the data has improved, you can see, from 88.6 to 89.3. Which of the following airline has been named the world's best airline for 2025 for the 9th time at the Skytrax World Airline Awards? The best airline in the world, according to Skytrax, is Qatar Airways. And personally, I have flown in the Qatar Airways 2 times, and I can tell you, and I have flown business class both times, and I can tell you that it is absolutely amazing. First of all, they give the best service, and you feel like, everything is in control. In fact, when the plane is flying or it is taking off, you don't even feel that smooth airline, this one, Qatar Airways. So it is based in Doha, and it is the world's best airline for 2025. And for 9th year in a, I won't say 9th year in a row, but for 9th time they have become the best airline. Okay. And Singapore Airlines was number 2. So you can see Qatar Airways is number 1. Singapore Airline is at 2nd position. Cathay Pacific. Now Cathay Pacific is an airline from Hong Kong, right? So that is in 3rd place. Emirates. What is Emirates? So you must be knowing United Arab Emirates. In United Arab Emirates, UAE, there are 2 airlines. One is Emirate, one is Etihad. They both are from UAE. Then we have ANA All Nippon Airways. In fact, I have flown in ANA All Nippon Airways. I went to Japan in this airline, ANA All Nippon Airways. That was not a business class. That was a normal, they call it premium economy. It was good. So these are the 5 best airlines in the world. What about the world's best cabin crew? So in cabin crew, you have all these air hostesses and all these people are there. So Singapore Airlines by cabin crew is the best. Now, Indigo Airline. I know you will not agree with me, but Indigo is India's largest airline. It has around 65% market share. It has been named as the best airline as well as the best low-cost airline in South Asia. So in South Asia, the best airline is Indigo, and even the best low-cost airline is Indigo. And then there are some other awards which I don't think are very important. Most cleanest airline, and you can go on and on, but just study what is relevant from exam point of view. By the way, the organization that gave this index is called Skytrax, right? And World Airline Awards were started in 1999 by Skytrax. Now, Skytrax is a company that is based in London, and it is a company that was set up in 1989. It basically, tracks the airlines and the airports. By the way, Skytrax earlier this year in 2025, they declared the Changi Airport in Singapore as the best airport in the world. So you should know that, right? Changi Airport in Singapore was declared as the best airport in the world by Skytrax. And the Hamad Airport in Doha in Qatar was declared as the second best. According to the recently released Global Drought Outlook report, 40% of the world's land area is facing increasingly frequent and severe drought. Which of the following organization has given this report? Some people have this very bad idea about climate change. Some people think that climate change means that our temperature of the earth will keep on increasing, and climate change is only when there is a increase in the temperature. No, that is a very narrow idea of climate change. So climate change, I'll give an example. There are some places in India where rainfall never happened earlier, desert area, but now rainfall is happening. That is climate change. There are areas in India where the rainfall used to happen every year. Now it doesn't happen. That is climate change. There are places in India where snowfall never happened. Now it is happening. That is climate change. So at some places, temperature becoming colder is also climate change. So 40% of the world's land is facing severe droughts. You know, the places where you used to have rain, now no rain is there. The places where you never had rain, now rain is there. All that is disturbing the cycle of the earth. Okay. Now this report is given by, you can see, OECD. Now OECD had 38 members and India is not a member. OECD is headquartered in Paris, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So all these rich and powerful countries are a member of OECD. So 40% of the world's land area is facing frequent and severe droughts. Severe droughts. For example, they talk about the drought in Europe in 2022, the drought in California in 2021. I mean, all these droughts were very, very severe, right? And there is a huge economic impact. So 3 to 7.5% is the annual increase in the economic cost of an average drought episode. What is the economic impact of a drought? 3 to 7.5% is the annual increase in the economic cost of an average drought episode, right? That is what they are saying. And they are projecting 35%. This is the minimum projected increase in the drought-related economic losses by 2035. So the economic losses because of drought will increase by 35% by 2035. So all of this they are saying. Okay. And you know, they are saying that even India, so they are saying that countries like India, like Australia, they will face a lot of droughts, right? In fact, they are saying that countries like Panama, so you know, in Panama Canal, you know, Panama Canal is so important because it connects Atlantic Ocean with the Pacific Ocean. But in Panama Canal, the water was very less. So there was a drought in Panama Canal, which affected the movement of the ships. I mean, all these things are happening, right? And you know, they say, I mean, they have given some very extreme scenarios. For example, they say that under a 4-degree C warming scenario, droughts will become 7 times more frequent. So if there is a global warming of where the average temperature increases by 4 degrees C, in case of a plus 4 degrees C global warming scenario, droughts will become 7 times more frequent. I mean, and droughts are becoming common because of human activities like deforestation, urban expansion, unsustainable agriculture practices, because of all these things. Now, the lot of people also die because of drought, right? So droughts account for only 6% of the natural disasters, but droughts cause 34% of all disaster related deaths, especially in countries like Sub-Saharan Africa, Horn of Africa, where the food security is already very poor, right? So drought causes death of 34% people, of all people who die because of disasters, especially in countries like Sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa. There is a report called Status of Ungulates in the Tiger Habitats of India. The Kanha Tiger Reserve has emerged as the leading tiger habitat in India in terms of ungulate population. In which of the following state is Kanha Tiger Reserve located? So Kanha Tiger Reserve is one of the tiger reserves in Madhya Pradesh, and Kanha Tiger Reserve is very famous for Barasingha. Barasingha, which is a type of deer. In fact, they created a mascot also called Bhur Singh. Bhur Singh mascot was created by Kanha Tiger Reserve. And ungulate population is what? So ungulate means the hoofed herbivore, which tigers eat. I mean, hoofed means what? So animals which have hooves in their toes, gaps in their toes. The hoofed herbivore we call it. Like deer, for example, cheetal, sambar, gaur. Basically, these are the food for carnivorous animals, right? So Kanha Tiger Reserve has more than 1 lakh ungulates. Let me show you. So cheetal, sambar, gaur, etc. These are example of ungulates, which are basically tigers' diet. tiger's diet. And in India, there are 39 species of ungulates which are found. So, Kanha Tiger Reserve has how much population of ungulate? 1,02,485, highest. If you have a good population of ungulate animals, then it will sustain the carnivorous population like tiger, leopard, etc. And like ungulate population is decreasing, and that is a cause of worry, because if the herbivorous animals are less, then obviously what will the carnivorous animals eat? And then there will be a fight also among the carnivorous animals for the food. So, for example, in Maharashtra, in Tadoba Tiger Reserve, and in Ratapani in Madhya Pradesh, the carnivorous animals are high, but the ungulates are low. Similarly, in Nagarjun Sagar Tiger Reserve in Andhra and Amrabad Tiger Reserve in Telangana, tiger population is increasing rapidly, but the prey density is very low. So, what is the formula? So I will tell you what is the formula that is desired. If the prey are 30 or greater than 30 per kilometer square, there should be at least 30 or more than 30 per kilometer square prey that are desired to support 4 tigers per 100 square kilometer. I repeat, in every 100 square kilometer, if there are 4 tigers, then you need the density of 30 or more than 30, minimum 30 every square kilometer. This is the density that is desired. So they talk about different tiger reserves and the challenges that they are facing. So that was the video for Best 3 and MCQ series for the month of June in English. That was set 3. I'll see you very soon in set 4. I hope you liked and enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.